everybody. Hey. How is everyone doing tonight? This is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy. Warriors and witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are back with a hard rant event. Our first hard rant event in 2026. We're gonna go ahead and dive right in. I heard this thing was 4 hours. We're gonna cut that shit up, okay? There's gonna be some talking, but it's mostly gonna be gameplay. And if there's any game that I find that is not interesting in this new showcase, which I actually kind of like, it's New Game Plus Showcase, and it's brand new, mostly run by a lot of streamers, and I think they got something good here. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right in. Let's go ahead and say hi. Hey man, how's it going? It's good to see you, Shamer. How you doing? We're gonna go ahead and dive in and check out any cool games that kind of fit our flavor, and let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, if you're jumping in out of nowhere into here, it's gonna I'm cutting up this New Game Plus Showcase, okay? So let me just tell you, there's a lot of talking in here, but I want to get into the nit and gritty, which is the video games. So the first video game, which this all happened while I was working, but I wanted to watch it with you guys, so that's why we're here. And we're gonna go ahead and start it off with whatever this game is. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Appreciate y'all being here, and let's go ahead and start. Oh, I got too many buttons now. All right, got too many buttons. All right, let's go ahead and dive right in. First game. I literally cut 21 minutes before before the first game comes out. Here's the first game. It's kind of bare bones. Good survival game, good start, but kind of bare bones. Raw Fury. Okay. Very pixelated. I kind of like this art style. Deep dish dungeon? I didn't see any cooking. Blood of the Dawnwalker. Hey, Venom, what's up? How's everybody doing?
Must be here somewhere.
Yeah, we've seen this before. And hold on, guys, because I know there's some compressing going on with this video. Let me go ahead and restart this. See if I can clear out some of the compressing that's going on. Okay. Yeah, so if you're wondering why it's so muddy, that's why. Because they just streamed it.
A Dawnwalker is like a special kind of being in our game. It's neither fully a vampire nor a human. It's something in between. What this means is basically that you, as a Dawnwalker, you have underwent a transformation. You used to be human. And now, during the nighttime, you do get all the powers and the difficulties of being a vampire. So you get the blood craving and so on. But during daytime, these powers are dormant and you still have to eat. You have all the weaknesses of a human, right? But also the perks of being human. One of the things that is unique to humans in our IP is being able to use magic, so casting spells. The Dawnwalkers are not very commonplace in that IP. They are very, very rare, rarer than vampires. So you as a Dawnwalker are kind of special in this regard. I would say the short-term things that have immediate impact on the character development are you have to feed on, you know, either animals or humans on blood. Suddenly,
they're gonna have to fix that combat.
Cravings. You get these like
it needs to be more fluid, but I see improvements.
You didn't have as a human. Brent's
decapitation. That's good.
Of vampires actually caught him on his low point when he was vulnerable. He has used specific traits of vampiric blood in order to cement his position in the valley. Because, you know, as you might imagine, having a bloodsucker as your lord might be a tough sell. However, if the alternative is getting sick and, you know, dying in thousands, actually it doesn't sound as such a horrible thing. He tries to kind of distort the religious beliefs in order to install himself as a savior of the valley. We do explore this in the game, so you might see, like,
religious belief. Interesting.
New iconography shown in the local cathedral, for example.
That would explain why they changed the cathedral.
There's this whole cult of personality he builds around himself. So he basically shows himself as something better than the old order, right? We do have a mechanic tied to shrines that are erected across the valley, and Brensis puts a lot of attention to kind of twist them to his own image. And these do have a functionality. When you play the game, we have assigned specific functions to them. Generally speaking, one of the things we wanted to achieve in this game
I'm looking forward to it as well.
Being this active antagonist. You know, in a lot of games, the antagonists are out there to be defeated, but generally speaking, you have free reign. You do your own thing, and it doesn't really, change much in how they approach you. In this game, what we wanted to do is to have Brensis react to your actions as you complete different activities throughout the valley, as you maybe undermine his operations and so on.
So the antagonist reacts.
Approval.
Yeah,
exactly. So it's like so basically the way you can think about it is like the more you do in the valley, especially if you undermine Brensis, you will gain notoriety. The more notorious you are, the more edicts Brensis will pass in order to thwart you. So, for example, he might send out more soldiers to patrol roads and villages, right? He might, in some extreme cases, maybe even initiate the antagonist of the city to basically hamper your ways of traversing it, right? There is a number of these edicts we have prepared, and each of them is designed to kind of twist and change the general open world gameplay. It also has benefits. There are factions in the valley that dislike Brensis, so the more notoriety you gain, the better standing with them you get, like they actually like that. There is a number of plot lines that you can follow if you want. You can also cut them off because we have added these systems where, for example, you might lose control over Cohen when he's a vampire if he was hungry.
Close,
you might kill
but
off some important NPCs, and then the plotline just cuts off basically, or you get some alternative version. There are some ways to enter the castle in the open world. You can ignore these side plot lines. You can level up Cohen and decide to attack the castle on your own, right?
Out of curiosity, is there romance in the game?
Oh,
romance, yes, of course. We have romance.
Jeez, I forgot. Well, we're talking about Luality over here, okay? Luality doesn't care about romance, okay? Listen, okay? Luality doesn't care about romance. She cares about fucking, okay? These are two different things. Okay, I care about good romance, which is weird because I'm a dude. I don't know about, maybe she does somewhere. No, I take that back. There are too many instances around. If she finds good romance in a video game, then she'll like it. But there are too many instances with Luality where she's just like, bro, we fucking? Ah, man, we got boys and girls in here. And you know what? I don't know what I'm into. And I'm like, God damn, Luality. God damn. I thought I was the pervert. I got Mass Effect mods everywhere. And Luality is like outplaying me. She's outgooning me. But I would like a good, solid romance. I think there were a couple of good romances in Baldur's Gate 3. Some of them kind of was but we'll see.
Options, yes.
I don't want anything that's like fucking milking farm bullshit. You know what I mean?
We didn't delve deep into like with whom yet.
Okay.
And,
you're right. That's what I'm saying. A lot of degenerate dudes love a good romance. Yeah, that's very true. But a lot of these women, good Lord, man, a lot of these women, they'll take it, but they like the surprise factor. They're like when it came to the whole bear in Baldur's Gate 3, the ladies were like, yes! And I was over here just like, okay, I don't want to fuck the dude that turns into a bear, but all right. But there are some good romances in Baldur's Gate 3, but some of them are just plain just forced and just sex.
I'll leave that for the future to talk about. However, yes, you can expect to build relationships with characters.
They love
like
the
I said,
fucking
there
part
is,
more
like,
than the
one
men
main
do.
Goal, very varying ways to get to it. These different ways that you pick will impact, you know, what happens with Veil Sangora in the end, and it's all up to you. And I think I really recommend experimenting with this stuff and having fun with it.
First one, Blind Descent, Martian, survival, co-op, adventure.
Gives me Subnautica vibes, and in the best way possible. I really like it, but like more with land exploration, which is really cool. I honestly can't wait to try it.
We're also going to see a lot of survival games today. So I think it all comes down to what the ultimate depth of the game is. But my first thought when I saw Martian land was No Man's Sky. That's obviously like maybe a reach for expectation-wise, and definitely a tall task. But when I heard Martian, I thought No Man's Sky-esque.
Like you said, a lot of survival games, but I think it's popular right now, and I'm hopeful that a lot
Survival
of them
games
do it
are
right,
popular.
But this is
right
like
now.
going underneath Mars and has aliens. It looks interesting. I like it.
I'm intrigued about the variety of ecosystems and
Is that me?
aliens and plants.
That was me. I apologize, guys. I saw the Blind Descent. Didn't look all that good. They need to work on that game. There's so many survival games that I've played, and that survival game that I just saw with Blind Descent, that game needs work. It needs to find its own identity. We got Grounded, we got Rust, we got Bellwright, we got what else survival games are out there? We got Forest. The Forest is really good. I also tried out Parasite. I got that with me. What other survival games are out there? I mean, there's Grounded too, but there's so many survival games out there where it's just like there is Void Train, which is a survival game. There's a lot of good survival games out there.
Well, like you said, it's popular right now because people like them, and so.
All right, too many talking. Nope, too much talking. All right, Lucas, Luality's here. Yep, too much talking. Video game time. All right, here we go.
It's just an infinite map generator with some game loops on top of it. So you have a survival loop, which is pretty hard. Get to the weather tower, we give you a map and a compass and not much else. Some basic survival mechanics, and it's a game against yourself more than anything else and kind of the decisions you make. Then we also have just Objective Survive, which is just see how long you can last in the world, and free roam for those that just like a hike. The differentiator, or the thing that makes a difference, is that we can generate essentially infinite maps of 8x8 scale. Like, we have a map editor in the game and stuff like that, but we want to be able to give you the ability to give a deep link to someone. So I can just send you like a HTTP link that starts up the game, loads a map and a seed, and I can share stuff I've built with you with just a link, right? So it's kind of, go way back is just, it's
okay, generated map, whatever. I need to preface this. This is so sandboxy to the point where nobody's gonna play the game or remember your game. You want to make a sandbox survival game, fine. But there's way too many sandbox games that already... there's way too many survival sandbox games out there to where your game, once it comes out, nobody will notice. Nobody will notice. You're talking about generating this and that. You need to have... These fucking developers, bro. They need to have a hook. You need to have a hook. Okay? There's a lot of survival games out there that are just this. Okay? Where it's just like, oh man, cut a tree and figure out how to set up a camp. And I'm like, well, what do I do? There's so many games. I think Stalker is considered survival. You can't really build anything, but it has its hook with the multitude of different mutants and different stalkers and enemies that you fight. Rust has a hook with its MMO sort of building and taking on somebody's base, and you could do a whole bunch of crazy shit on that game. There's Forever Skies, which is a survival game where you control a blimp. You make a blimp, and you can make that blimp even bigger and make a base with that blimp. That's Forever Skies. Subnautica, underwater fucking base. Awesome. Cool, different, colorful monsters, and even giant serpent monsters under the water. You, for your survival game, is just generated maps. If I wanted a generated map survival game, I would just play Don't Starve.
Technological experiment or proving some technology we've developed. It's no longer an experiment, it's in production, so it works. But it's also going back to my love of survival games and those kind of emergent.
Where's the animals? Where's the confrontations? Anybody remember The Forest? You make a base. Monsters come at your place all the fucking time. Cannibals or mutants will come to your house trying to destroy your shit. Meanwhile, you and the retarded guy and the hot three-handed chick that you've been banging left and right, you're trying to protect your home against these monsters, while at the same time trying to go inside these dark fucking crevices and figure out what the hell's going on. And like get new equipment and stuff that's in the good equipment is in the dangerous equipment. What do you have in this world? You're just talking about generated areas. That's it. I mean, even Nightingale, a game that I barely even played, had a bigger hook than this.
I'm not giving anyone missions to do. It's just
you're not giving anybody missions to do. So what is it?
Get there, and how you get there is fully up to you. Basically, if you play the same seed, you get the same weather. I'm pretty sure you get the same cabin layout, and you maybe get the same loot.
Who are you fighting?
You and 4 friends could technically race to the weather tower, and so you get there first because you have the same condition.
Bro, skip. Get this boring ass game out of my face, bro. Your game has nothing. I see no enemies. Bro, you got me out here walking. Oh, wait, what's here?
So you can do whatever you want.
Hold on.
So having this kind of digital space, like an internet in 3D, I don't see anyone working towards that. I see small bubbles, but I don't see anyone really trying to do Earth-scale terrain with millions of people. And that's kind of the bigger goal, and that's why we've broken it down into 3 games.
I agree.
The aim is that you should be able to do anything from 10 by 10 to 100 by 100
Dawnwalker?
with
Yeah,
5v5 or 100v100 relatively easily and not have any problems. We will build maybe an Earth-scale terrain,
bro.
Maybe
bro.
People, but again, the world.
Stop talking. Next game. Now, what is this?
Quebec Charlie to Quebec Romeo Foxtrot. We got your location report.
Wait.
Monitoring you on the operation zone.
Wait.
Good luck. Over.
Ooh, action. Ooh, what is this? Now this is some stalker shit. Cool. Good audio. That is really cool. As much as I love the Pip-Boy, this shit is clean right here. It looks like you could have allies. Do a co-op. Looks like you got hacking. Love the gunplay. I apologize for the compression, by the way. Talk about getting outshone already. This game, it's probably, I can't tell if this is a survival game or an extraction. Is that an artifact? You shoot other people. You can be the fucking monster? What's the name of this game? I'm in. Extraction. Enter, secure, extract. It's an extraction game. I'm into it. I'm into this kind of extraction shooter game. I'm not into fucking cute ass Arc Raiders shit. Enter, secure. Well, where do I get it at? Beautiful Light is the name.
In a world where pixels were once only 2D, now they're 3D.
Oh, I'm just with you. I'm Dominic John, the dev behind Project Shadowglass, a 3D pixelated RPG that's a love letter to classic immersive sims like Thief and System Shock. This video is a series of prototype rooms that I've been working on some of the core systems in. No art, no assets will be generated by AI. This is all
dude, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but yeah, I get it.
And artists like me because we love what we do.
You can do whatever the fuck you want. I just want to be entertained. Looks like they care about audio. This music is fucking... This music would...
If you have
you could collect arrows? You might want to talk to Avowed about that.
In Project Shadowglass is going to be 3D, and not just 3D, but simulated. The music emanating from this orb is going into the left ear and the right ear, but as I change the size of the space, you can hear the character of the sounds change.
Audio is very important. Pretty sure this is a practice room or something.
And if we go around the wall, we can still hear it coming from the opening in each ear.
That's cool. That's good. No way. Avowed can't even do that. Thank you for adding that. Avowed, you take that, Avowed. Climbing.
I actually launched the Shadowglass Discord today, so if you have any ideas or suggestions or just want to follow along, feel free to wishlist Project Shadowglass on Steam. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek on how things are coming along.
I'll keep an eye on it.
All the crew at New Game Plus for having me. Be well, my friends.
I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah. A lot of boys in this fucking
prologue go way back.
You wanna know why I like New Game Plus? It's a bunch of white dudes and one hot chick. That's it. That's it. Okay, there's not a bunch of voice actors coming out doing like a quirky little fucking millennial joke. Nope, it's just white dudes, and it's like, bro, I like video games.
Back another survival game that we're seeing, and we were talking, it's a bare bones survival game where there is no common enemy.
Guys, I love you, but I'm going to the next game. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear anything. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let's move on. All right. What's this next game?
Instruments. To play the instrument, you need to get your hands in water and then rub crystal.
Yeah, this is gay. We're moving on. Moving on. Skipping this one, guys. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, that looked gay. Let's move on. Boys, it's up. The Expanse. Cyrus Reborn.
Some discussions at the early stages of the production, to be honest, whether to go fully class system or something else. And again, we started with sitting down and lining up what are possible ways that the player might perceive the game, the power fantasies, how he can express himself in combat. So he might want to be a sniper, he might want to be a hacker, maybe an engineer, something else. As we designed those playstyles, we thought how to mix it up a bit, how to let player to experiment with what he encounters during the game. So, for example, when he finds the shoulder cannon, as we've shown in the announcement trailer, even if he is a sniper, he might want to experiment with that. Why not? It fits the universe, it fits the playstyle. He might want to see how it works. And so we decided why not to give him the possibility to do that. That was the idea behind the playstyle. So playstyle is basically the starting preset that kind of gently guides you towards the certain direction of your power fantasy of how you play the game. At some point, the player will need to commit to his choices. So again, it's an important part of the choices system. You know? If That's you good. Just can switch everything on the fly, that kind of makes your choices less important. So at some
fucking based. Holy shit! He is 100% correct. Listen, as long as you give enough room in the beginning for people to test out what class they want to do at the beginning, awesome. Because this whole idea of like, oh man, just keep on changing your class whenever. I can understand respecing your points to something else in your class, but changing your class periodically, it's like what are you doing? It's like stick with what you're strong with. Stick like be dedicated with what you want to do, because as soon as you go through the game more and more, because it devalues your choice from the beginning of the game. Like when I play, I didn't complain when I played Dragon Age Origins. When I played as a Templar, did it suck being a tank? Yes, it fucking did. But I didn't complain and I beat the game.
Point you need to stick to particular guns, particular gadgets, and you just build around them. We give you some time to experiment, but you will need to commit. During the character creation, you will have to choose between three major factions. Your origin, so you will be either Belter or Earther or Martian. Facial.
Do we get an origin story at the beginning of the game? Like something happens and there's a 1 hour origin story that you got and then you're in the game like a prologue? Or is it just like, yeah, I'm a Belter. Anyway, let's move on.
Customization, appearance, you can choose your body type.
So you will be playing...
Nigga, are you fucking serious right now? Are you fucking serious right now? Are you fucking serious right now? Let me hear this again.
Station, appearance, you can choose your body type.
You need to leave.
Just say gender. Just say gender already. For the love of God, bro. God, what's wrong with you, Owlcat? Just say gender. Stop treating us like we're fucking retarded. Stop being retarded. Just do gender. Body type. Fucking unbelievable.
So you will be playing as a Pinkwater mercenary with different type of origin that you would create. You will have your sibling with the same, like, identical one. They will look a little bit different because they're their own person. They have their own personality.
You get a sibling.
Events are set during the first 3 books, I think. You will start on Eris and witness basically the events from a different angle. And this part will be to some degree shown in your character creation.
So you get like a sibling, much like Dragon Age 2.
Companions should belong somewhere in the universe, and they have their own.
The French, they love body type A and B. They also like trash on their street, and they also like feet. So what are we doing over there in France? For the love of God, they can't take care of their own country, and they can't like figure out what genders are. For the love of God.
Background consisting of their affection and their acquaintance. They some background story, their own struggles. All this stuff will influence how they perceive the situations, player and characters. So in every major plot event, they will have their opinions. They might hint you towards some decisions.
I have an opinion.
They might provide you some assistance, or maybe even some.
That's not an opinion, but a fact.
Contacts to go
There's
for,
2 genders,
help, for
male
advice,
and female.
for military support, maybe. Of course, they will have their own stories, their own struggles, and you can choose to help them, or maybe to ignore their own stories, totally depending on how you want to be invested in this particular companion. The choices you make for those companions also will matter in long term.
Yep, some of them will have romances, and you can see on our background companions.
Perfect.
You just choose the hot one. Well, you got all attractive companions. Good. Do not do this whole thing where you make every character. You know what's funny? In Baldur's Gate 3, Sven Vinka did for his game every character you could choose whether or not it's male or female, and all the women and all the fucking weirdos came up and said, "Oh, they're all fucking like bi." And I'm like, I could sense that Sven Vinka was like, yeah, whatever you want, sure, whatever. The best romances ever, because I strongly believe that restrictions are a core of what video game are what RPGs are. Because everybody's talking about like, oh, RPGs when you have freedom of choice. No. Not freedom of choice. Accessibility of choice. So when you're a paladin, you're a fucking paladin. You play as a paladin, and if you stick with being a paladin, you have to be a paladin. But there's too many moments in Baldur's Gate 3 where it's just like, oh, well, you broke your vows. Now you could pay $3,000 coins to get your paladin powers back. No, I firmly believe that if you break your vows as a paladin, you stay as a paladin. Now let's go back to the romances. This is why Cyberpunk 2077 was so good. Panam is straight. Judy is gay. Can I get with Judy with my male character? No. I mean, I can get mods and then work on that. I can work on that and I can do the thing, right? But the fact that we had some level of restriction gave you the feeling of like, oh, this is a lived-in world. This is a lived-in experience. These people move in this sort of way. In Baldur's Gate 3, everybody was a fucking slut. Well, except Will. Will didn't seem like everybody. No, Will was. No, I take it back. Will was a slut. Every single person was basically a slut. That's what it felt like. because people were saying, oh man, I like the fact that everybody's polyamorous in Baldur's Gate 3. When you make characters like that, not only do they not feel real, but they also feel like whores. Asterion makes sense for his character, but it didn't make sense for Gale. It didn't make sense for Will. It didn't make sense for Shadowheart. All these characters were like that. And I was just like, what the fuck? It would make sense. This is why Dragon Age Origins is peak. Is because Liliana is different than Morrigan. Alistair is different than Morrigan and Wynn and Ogrim and all the other characters that are with you. They are different. They have different perspectives. They have different beliefs. They have different religions. If you have everybody just fucking each other in the ass, I think the closest thing to being like, see, I'm hoping that there's probably going to be like, for what I've noticed with Owlcat is the fact that they've stayed consistent with having a straight relationship with one character and one character being gay. Like there were some characters that were gay and some characters that were straight. They've remained consistent on this, which I was kind of surprised. Did they have it for Rogue Trader? I need to check. No, they weren't. Rogue Trader is the most recent one that they had. Companions. Straights. Yeah. Some characters were straight, some characters didn't really care, and some character was like, I think Henrix was preferred female. Jay was preferred male or female. Yearlet preferred male or female. And yeah, like Cassia preferred male. I like that because each individual person has a believability to them, much like Mass Effect. Now, if you do this whole thing with Expanse, Osiris Reborn, it's just gonna feel hollow like it did with Baldur's Gate 3. Now, you could say some of the romance stories is kind of good, but at the end of the day, it's gonna leave a sour taste in your mouth where it's just like, did I actually have a man with a woman relationship, or did she not even notice my gender? You see what I mean? Like, they don't even acknowledge your gender. Now, a lot of people are going to say like, well, oh man, wouldn't it be great if you could just have everybody polyamorous or bi or something? But at the end of the day, I think even those individuals that disagree with me would like the fact that they acknowledge exactly who you are and what you're into. Because if they just see you and they're just like, oh, person, would you like to be with me, person? Oh, you like people that are persons? Oh, okay. Well, come over here so we can have sex and you are a person that will have sex with me and we are people. And I'm like, nigga, cut the bullshit. Stop doing this shit. You know I'm a man and you're a woman and I want to have sex with you, and that's just how it's gonna be. It's like, it just feels weird. It feels off. Preferences make the characters feel alive. Baldur's Gate 3 dropped the ball on that department. Yeah.
I don't say who is going to have romance, but they will definitely.
You won't say which one is going to have romance? Fine. I just hope that the ladies get the one dude and the guys get one dude. And also, she's got that crazy eye and everything. I'm over here just like, can we focus on the gameplay, please? I know I had a long conversation about what I was just talking about, because I rant about this stuff, dude, because you got to have a good balance. I get it that people are excited about romances, but you have to have a good, stable balance. Because if you're one of these fucking like developers that are just like, oh yeah, let's talk about romances. I'm like, you need to you need to back the fuck up. Back the fuck up. I'm okay with fans doing that, but when the developers do it, I'm just like, ooh, okay, all right, because you're making my game, okay. You're a community manager. You need to slow the fuck down.
To be romance in our game.
It's a small crew on the small ship. You know, the expanse, it's a universe where everyone flies in very tight spaces for a very long time.
I just thought of something, because they've done this before. They've actually done it twice. Here's what I'm gonna say, and I'm making a bet right here. With Owlcat games, they've done this a lot, and people hate it. Amiri was in Pathfinder Kingmaker. She was hot, and she was a fucking barbarian. You cannot romance Amiri. A lot of people wanted to romance Amiri because she was hot, big tits, barbarian. Couldn't romance her. Here's another one. Rogue Trader, Sisters of Battle. Couldn't romance her. You got me. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's part of the lore, but you've done it again, fucking Owlcat. Hot, attractive fucking Sisters of Battle girl, another person that you cannot romance. How much do you want to bet that they're going to do this shit again? Because I'm looking at these ladies, and I'm just like, I swear to you, if the blonde chick, you cannot have a male and female relationship with her, I'm gonna get pissed. The other two ladies look great. They're fine. But we're all looking at the blonde chick, let's be honest.
Romance in our game.
It's a small crew on the small ship. You know, the expanse, it's a universe where everyone flies in very tight spaces for a very long time. So there is a dynamics in the crew as well. We have a few layers of the combat system. First of all, it's obviously the...
You need to make the world livable. Let me show you.
Tight spaces.
This is sad. It's just a guy walking back and forth. There's nobody in the building. I think I see one person in the back. This place needs to feel lived in. I get it. I understand. You need to have... There's going to be a person that plays your game, and they're going to immediately make an immersion mod where they add extra characters everywhere. You need to... This is I'm getting Starfield vibes.
For a very long time. So there is a dynamics in...
Look at this. Look at it. It's just a bunch of people just standing there. One guy holding a burger. It's like you guys are allergic to fucking animations or something. Are those people behind the counter actually working? Are they cooking? What about having a person walk out of a door and then walk downstairs holding some books or something like that? This right here looks nice. Even the lighting looks nice, but I don't get immersion from it. All I get is bare minimum animation work.
In the crew as well. We have a few layers.
Game's not done yet, though. We'll see.
Of the combat system. First of all, it's obviously the gunplay. A few classes of weapons that you can use, and mostly you do it from the covers. So it's a cover-based gunplay.
Yeah, Mass Effect.
And the second layer of the combat system is that's your abilities. That they might be more like offensive ones, maybe something like a grenade or a shoulder cannon, or maybe something more defensive like a shield or maybe a protective drone. A lot of gadgets that you can choose from depending on your play style. And as Julia mentioned, there are some play styles
that shoulder thing is kind of cool. The tank thing is kind of cool, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it seems a little bit bare bones. Now, I do like the fact that you have the magnetic sort of gravity boots, so that might add to the combat, especially if you got dual pistols and shit. So who knows? Who knows? They're almost there, because you always have to have that hook when it comes to these sort of video games. So who knows? Who knows? It needs just a little bit more of a kick to where it's just like, oh, this class seems really, really fun. Do not have some guy who's having a sniper rifle and he brings out a fucking drone and then that's it. I mean, I know Mass Effect did it, but you need to be like, okay, this is what Mass Effect has done. Let's up the ante and do something more than what Mass Effect has done. Because that's basically what this is. Mass Effect, besides the biotics, because there's no big magic thing with the Expanse, but you still need to up the ante with the combat.
Mostly focused on using your gadgets rather than using your weapons. Third layer,
gadgets,
but,
weapons,
still very
right.
important. That's obviously your companions. They have their impact on the combat. They have what we call combat opportunities. That's particular situations when you can order your companion to use an exploit in the arena, in the environment to gain a certain advantage in combat. We decided against the management, the gameplay part of the survival stuff. So you won't be counting your gallons of reaction mass or how much water you need to recycle before it dries out. Nothing like that. But still, the Expanse universe is very dangerous. So in terms of narrative, the survival will be a part of the game. You will have a tremendous enemy. You will have a lot of very dangerous situations that you will have to get out somehow. There will be a lot of survival in terms of your player experience, just not as a particular mechanic. You will be able to fly around the solar system.
Nice.
You will be able to visit various planets. We mentioned
Easy. I don't know what he means by fly around. It could easily be just a fast travel button. I have not seen them fly around. This is excellent lighting, by the way. He might be bullshitting. Okay, let's ease up.
For that, we have
I gotta see it to believe it.
Mars, Ceres, Io, and some other cool places to visit. And some of those places will be like major social hubs where you can.
This is fine. We got some people here. Oh no. Nope. I almost gave them an out, but I'm not. Okay. Here's what I'm looking at. All right, check this out.
And some of those places will be
again just a bunch of people standing around. Nobody's walking. This is not the easiest, but it's the most lazy fucking immersion ever. There has to be people walking around.
Like major social.
Handing out drinks or something. Here's another one. It looks like somebody's having a protest out here.
Hubs where you can just.
Look at that. Look at that fucking lazy fucking protest of people just going. Nobody moving forward. No walking around. It's basically. How many people are at the protest? Nigga. You got 7 people at the protest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You got 10 people at the protest. This is the most forgetful protest I've ever fucking seen. He's like, yo, if we protest with just 10 people, the whole fucking belt is going to definitely change their ways. No. Anybody ever remember Assassin's Creed Unity? Let me show you Assassin's Creed Unity. I think I got time. It's an old game, chat. Just no, I don't want that. I don't want that. Here.
Unity dropped 11 years ago. It still does things no Assassin's Creed.
Perfect example. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. You see this? Do you see this? Do you see what I'm looking at right here? Do you see how many people are protesting right here? This is a fucking protest. That's a protest. Look. Look at how many people are there in Assassin's Creed Unity. People walking around. Bro, get me the fuck out of here, bro.
Walk around, meet other people, drink at the bar.
Who lives here? I see one lady walking. I could... Bro, I could steal shit. I'm looking at this and I'm like, bro, I'd steal something. New Alcat game based in the Expanse. I'd cut them a little slack. It's still very development, isn't it? It's still early development. Yeah, it's early development. You need to add more people, though. You need to make this game more immersive. This is where people... This is why... I'm not going to cut any fucking slack, first of all. Fuck that shit, okay? Fuck that shit. We got old games that have given us more immersion. Not better graphics. More immersive gameplay. I just showed you with Assassin's Creed Unity, where you need to, and I'm saying this right now for later, you need to make the belt look heavy with people, because that's what the belt was. There were people living in vents in the belt. There were people of all different shapes and sizes living in the belt. The belt looking this empty? There must have been was there a fucking fire alarm and everybody just went home or something?
Shop for...
This will make people bored.
For better equipment and stuff like that.
See, it's one guy over there and then another guy over there. You need to add more people, bro.
So
when the game comes out, you need to add more people. Now, this makes more sense because it seems like they're in a mission and they're in a very dangerous area filled with ice. Makes sense that there's no people. Much like Mass Effect. You remember Mass Effect when we walked around Ilium and there were people everywhere, and then as soon as we reached a dangerous area, there were no people around except enemies? That makes sense.
Places to go and to visit and to look at. The Expanse universe is cruel, and some characters might die because of your choices. Stay tuned for more, and we will show more.
Characters might die if depending on your choices. As soon as somebody gets a little woke in the game, I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm polyamorous. You're polyamorous? Yes, I am neurodivergent. You can't have a relationship with me. Okay, cool. Who's your faction? Oh, I run with Mars. Okay. Every mission, I'm gonna make sure this bitch dies. Okay? I'm gonna just like, oh shit! She died! I didn't see that coming!
Very soon, have something cooking. I hope you will
I don't think Owlcat Game is gonna do that, though. You know what? One thing that I think Owlcat Games could do this, but I haven't seen them do it yet. I think Owlcat Games needs to touch up on... I think this is one thing that Owlcat Games has not done yet, was the fact that between when it comes to companions having a conversation and talking to you, there's a connection between you and the companions. Not so much with companions with other companions. There are some moments like Argenta with the fucking Psyker. That's a interesting, like, you know, thing going on with there. And maybe even with Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, but it's not as powerful. You know what I mean? With Mass Effect and Dragon Age, you get a lot of characters that sort of you figure out who's melding with who. I think this is not an RPG, but I think you need to do this. And I think Mass Effect learned it later on that when you head to camp or when you head to the ship or wherever you're at, you'll notice that the companions are talking amongst each other and having certain conversations. No, not like Veilguard, where you try to fucking do a psych eval between two fucking grown-ass adults. I mean, actual characters, actual companions talking to other companions and, you know, doing their own thing. Like in Red Dead Redemption 2, you would walk into the camp and everybody would be singing and drinking and stuff like that. That's the shit that I'm talking about. Telling stories amongst each other and that sort of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Owlcat Games does an okay amount of doing that, but they mostly focus on the main character and your companion.
Come back, Aaron. We trust your flight was smooth.
I'm gonna be ranting all day. I'm gonna be ranting all day, guys.
We have landed you on the outskirts of Genyak Island. Stay alert.
Welcome to my channel where I rant all the fucking time. I hope you like it.
Aaron, it's Thomas. You know, your brother. You said you would visit me here, but you never did. Look, bygones be bygones. Just find me in the West Zone. I'll be waiting.
I'm about to change it. I'm about
Sometimes
to change
I dream
it.
about what's under the ocean. A distant shore, waiting to be explored.
Wait, is this like Mirror's Edge? No, it's not. A little bit. It's kind of like Mirror's Edge. Not really. It's more of like a puzzle Mirror's Edge. Yeah, I'm skipping it. The only Mirror's Edge that I want is a cute Asian bitch running around in fast speed. I don't want to be running around, stop, move my hands everywhere, run around, stop, move my hands everywhere, run around, move, put my hands everywhere. No, I'm not. Moving on. Moving on. Skip. Skip. This is digestible. Avowed? This is what you were talking about.
Avowed is a Obsidian first-person action RPG set in the world of Pillars of Eternity, where the player plays as an envoy sent by the Emperor of Adir to the Living Lands to investigate a mysterious plague that's kind of spreading throughout the lands, causing chaos, and you play as the envoy trying to figure out what's kind of going on down there. Do things that affect it in positive ways, negative ways, or in between type of ways, with that type of choice and consequence. In terms of, the post-launch things we've been supporting on it, like we've gotten a bunch of abilities added to the Ranger and Fighter trees to kind of more fill it out comparatively to the Wizard tree. Aspects about it that are like Arachnophobia mode, that was like a big community requested feature, as well as, changes to progression.
If there is an Arachnophobia mode, write the game off. No, step back. This is not an accessibility issue. This is not an accessibility thing that's required. Not at all. It's not an accessibility thing at all. It's just bitch ass niggas that can't use fire on a fucking spider. You want to know how I know that the Arachnophobia mode does nothing? Here's a perfect example. How many times have you guys bought fucking Skyrim? That's what I thought. You did the first mission, you went to the first dungeon. What happens? A giant spider lands on your head, and then what do? You kill the spider. Congratulations. You played yourself, Obsidian. What the fuck are we doing here? You're wasting your fucking resources and your fucking time. See, this is why nobody's playing Avowed right now. This is why. You're wasting your fucking resources. You added the funny thing is, you did that for 12 people. the arachnophobia mode. That is not an accessibility issue. That is a, well, I'll just suck your dick if you play the game. Perfect example. KCD2. How many people on Reddit want to have sex with Hans Capon in fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance? Oh, 12 people out of the millions that love KCD2? Okay, well, I'll suck your dick as long as you buy the game. They were never gonna buy your game. They were never gonna care. Just leave the shit. There is certain things that are true accessibility, true quality of life things. This arachnophobia shit is not one of them. It's just baby shit.
Improvements there, gear improvements, and as well as bug fixes.
Hey, I want to play Grounded, where I play as a child who gets minimized, and now I have to fight fucking I have to fight giant bugs. I see the game, I see it on Steam, I see it on GOG, I see it on Game Pass. You shrink down, you fight bugs, and it never occurred to me that you know what? You know, I'm literally putting myself in a position to get eaten by spiders. You know what I should do? I should complain on Reddit. I'm putting myself in this position. It's like playing horror movies with me. Why am I not playing horror movies? Is because I don't want to play horror movies. What are we fucking talking about? Well, you want me to complain to all the fucking horror games that actually look really good? I'd see good horror games. You want to know why I'm not playing them? Because I'm going to watch you motherfuckers play them while I go like, man, you got scared over that, bruh. I wouldn't have gotten scared. See what I mean? There's no me playing the game and going up on their Discord saying, hey, how do you do a arachnophobia mode or alien mode or how do you I got a phobia over like fucking giant fucking worms and shit. How do I have a phobia against a psycho killer that is trying to kill me with a fire axe. Oh yeah, just put this serial killer phobia mode on and you won't even see it. He'll turn into a fucking gummy bear with a fucking candy cane as a fucking axe. Oh, that'll make me much. You see what I mean? You put yourself in that position and then you complain that there's spiders? Bro, I need to get into the video. I need to make my own video game. I need to make I will work my ass off just to say fuck you to my own fan base. I want to say that, hey man, your game's kind of cool, man. Your game's kind of cool. But listen, I saw the dungeon in the trailer with the giant spiders in the dark. Is there any, is there any arachnophobia? And I'm going to be like, go fuck yourself. That's what I'm going to say. He's like, use fire, you fucking dumbass. Fuck you. Just to get to that moment. That's me. Just to get to... I worked my ass off to make this game, to put giant spiders in it that are crawling up on the wall, just to get to this moment for somebody to complain, and I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank God. And then I'm gonna hear something from fucking like journalists who honestly should be replaced by AI, and they'll be like, local game developers said go fuck yourself when all they wanted was arachnophobia. I'm gonna feel so fucking good. I'm gonna get off on that.
Fixes and crash fixes.
And you can play now as the different species.
Yeah, we've added.
Is anybody else thinking that this dev team for Avowed are kind of dead inside?
Improvements there, gear improvements, and as well as bug fixes and crash fixes.
And you can play now.
Lead character artist? Now I know why the characters look like ugly fucking oiled up fucking amoebas.
That's the different species.
Yeah, we've added.
What the fuck is this, bro? The fuck is this? I know about the Amaras. What the fuck is this, bro? the fuck is this? Where's her tits at, bro?
Different species. All the Amauin, Orlins, and
Bro, I'm staying with Pillars of Eternity for the rest of my life. I will never touch. Oh my god, bro. I knew about these characters and I knew the way they looked, but somehow they were able to make the characters more gay. That is incredible.
and dwarves are now playable.
See, the dwarves look fine. See, the dwarves, they never fuck with the dwarves, but with the other characters, they look fucking gay.
A lot of our decisions we make are revolving around the player community, so we work, you know.
Why do you see? Why? I get it. You wanna talk to the player community, but what about you guys? What about you guys? Because you guys have already failed. What, you got a DLC coming out? What do you want to do? I cannot preface this enough. It's like there's a difference between, oh, we like to build this world, and if there's anything that you guys want to say within the community, we're here to listen. That's one aspect. And then there's our whole focus is with whatever the community wants. Which one do you want? The first one or the second one? The first one's like, we have this world and idea that we want to do, and if we want to listen to the community, absolutely, we got some, we'll listen to what sort of ideas that you got. And then the other one is just like, well, I don't know what we want to do, so I'll just do whatever Reddit says. I'll do whatever they want. They needed to listen to the criticism of the PoE fans. They are not listening to the PoE fans right now. I mean, the whole idea of choosing a different character other than human is one thing, but the character designs are fucking shit. The armor is fucking shit. The play style of the game is lukewarm. The choices you make is lukewarm. The areas look really, really fucking colorful. Before the game came out, yeah, they didn't listen to us.
Really closely with our community management team. You know, we get like a.
You remember when they first showed the first trailer of Avowed, and they were just like, "Oh, you will become a king or a queen," and then they came out and then just put flowers all over the fucking skeleton, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, bro, we have some dark adventure going on. And then they came out and then they just smeared purple and pink everywhere. And I'm like, whatever, bro. And then you know what they did? They said, hey, you're gonna be a godlike, and we're gonna put mushrooms and shit all over your forehead.
Spreadsheet, kind of see what the things that are bubbling to the top. You know, like an example, like quarterstaff was something where just we wanted to feel like more like a wizard, right? That kind of wizardy vibe, as well as playing as Orlin.
Can I ask you something? What made you think not to add a staff? That's the real thing right there. Two things. Why could... See, it's not the fact that they added it, it's the fact that they added it later that pisses me off. The fact that they added it, great, but it's too late. 1.0 day one launch is everything. You didn't think, yo, maybe somebody wants to be a mage with a wand and a book and maybe a staff. And now they're telling me like, well, we heard that the community wants a staff. Why didn't you add the staff? I can't even imagine, because I like, you know, D&D and Pathfinder. I can't even fathom like not adding a staff. You see what I'm saying? The fact that they added a gun and not a staff mind boggles me. They added a book in the game when the game came out, but they completely skipped over the staff. And then now they're just like, oh, we let anybody right now, even though the game is like at 2.0 right now, you could play whatever race you want. And I'm like, you didn't think about that at the beginning? My guess is they wanted to bring out the game as soon as possible. Some dub bitch in the dev team probably had a reason not to. Didn't she quit? Judging by how excited they look, they know there is no hope for them. They seem dead inside.
It's like I think players just were bummed that we didn't include that in the base game.
Yes, they did. You dumb bald egg-headed bitch.
So I mean, it really comes down to like the time and what the community wants. And
Yeah, you ran out of fucking time. You're over here talking about like, so we're gonna add this, but bro, whatever. Continue.
that's kind of how we decide to go about it. Yeah.
We know
We go about this because we don't know what to do, so we literally have the community that stayed literally tell us what to do because we don't know what to do. That's what I'm seeing right now. That's what I'm hearing right now. All I'm hearing is we'll listen to the community. Now, let's be honest. There's a good portion of the community that wants something that is Pillars of Eternity. Great, awesome. But there's that small community out there that's just like, oh, I love the design of the characters and make sure I can cut my tits off. We can ignore them. But I do appreciate, I will say this, the Avowed community is very clutch for them to to tell the devs to let you be whatever sort of race that you want. I think that's great, and adding extra weapons that should have been in the main game.
But it's like players really roleplay their characters.
Yeah, you got quartz on your fucking forehead. Fucking gay, bro. It's fucking gay. I like the Amara. I think these guys are fucking great. The thing is, I think these Amaras, I forgot their names. Starts with the A or something like that. This race actually looks pretty badass, especially the men. The females, it depends on the female. They actually look appealing, but when you, it's so weird. They're really good at drawing men, but when it comes to women, they're just like, let me use the man's template. You know what I mean? They're like, man, doing a man? I know how to make a man. Here we go. Put the man up on there. And then as soon as they're like, all right, we need a female companion, and they're just like, oh shit. How do I make a female? How you know what a female has, right? A female has broad shoulders. No. A female has a masculine chest. No.
In the game, so we always want to give them as many options as we can to like customize their features.
To be honest, Pillars of Eternity always had these blue guys, and they're like blue, green. There's multiple colors for them. They've always had these guys. I've never played these characters. I've never played them. They look gay, and now you're adding rocks on their head. I find the idea of putting certain things on your character because of the main quest reasons for why. I find if you're going to add certain weird shit on the character, it has to look cool. You can't just plop shit on their forehead. See, this is why I'm pretty sure they're going to say it later. Because guess what? Let's all say it, and we've always said it. Concord didn't sell. Okay? Concord didn't sell. And there's a lot of males that will see this and be like, oh, this is gay. And guess who's even more ruthless than men? Women. Women are fucking ruthless. They're going to see this guy and be like, ew. See what I mean? You can't be having the character creation where the men and the women are both saying ew. You just can't. You can't do that. As soon as they say ew, you're done. You're done. That's like the most important. Mostly women care about character creation, but guys do too. But mostly women care about character creation. But as soon as girls start to go, that's how Veilguard fell. That's how Avowed fell. This is how fucking Outer Worlds 2 fell.
Their character, to kind of have this.
What I'm saying is, if you're going to add minerals, mushrooms, branches on the character's head, and you could choose whatever sort of style on top of your forehead, you have to make it look stunning. Not shove a fucking rock on your head like done. You have to make it look attractive or cool. This looks retarded. It looks like this guy will be in the corner of the school with his head down and the kids are laughing.
Fantasy in this world, as they journey through the story. We just wanted to give them
not gay furry. It's just that they've always been there in Pillars of Eternity. And if you want to say like gay furry shit, fine, I agree with you. But they've always been in Pillars of Eternity. My gripe is if you're going to add this whole main character thing with rocks, mushrooms, branches, sticks, horns on your head for the main character, make it look good. And I know there's an option to turn it off and take it off, but you have to make it look good. You have to make it look good. Otherwise, you're going to make your characters look either gay or retarded. You don't want it. You don't want that. You don't want that.
as many possible options as they can to really make the character they want to make, and just make it just their own. Stuff like all the playable races, we discussed it early on and about. It's something to both previous Pillars games had. It's a lot of work, and
we don't care if it's a lot of work. You should have had it in the fucking game, period. You knew that it's been in the previous games and you didn't do it. That's it. Point blank, period. Don't do this like it's a lot of that's the fucking, that's the not the cope, but that's the lazy way of saying it. It's hard. Do you think anybody wants to hear about like we didn't add this feature because it's hard? You think anybody's gonna side with you by being like that? You really? Really? You need to come out and say like we should have had this in the beginning. Our bad. Don't come out and be like, oh man, it's so hard. Oh, don't do that.
A difficult thing to.
Yeah, see what I mean? Stop complaining. Stop this complaining shit. Nobody fucking cares.
Really nailed down, especially in Avowed with its parkour systems and its combat mechanics and all the weapon types and stuff like that in the game.
You didn't put it on there because you were pressed for time. Just say like we should have put it on there. We had the idea. You said just complaining. Just hear him complain. Just hear him complain. Hear him.
It's something to both previous Pillars games had. It's a lot of work and a difficult thing to really nail down, especially in Avowed with its parkour systems and its combat mechanics and all the weapon types and stuff like that in the game. Our different races are different sizes, they're different shapes, they're a very unique game experience when you play as each one of them in a first-person game specifically. So it was something like new to wrangle for Avowed.
Oh man, if you're a dwarf and you're shorter, that means we gotta work on it. So when they jump on a balcony and then, oh man, the person's shorter because he's a blue furry bitch. So we have to do extra animations, and now we have to cater to certain characters because it's a first person sort of Skyrim open world sort of game. So we have to do all this extra stuff, blah, blah, bullshit, blah, blah. You have money. You are tied with Microsoft. I don't want to hear about time, and I don't want to hear about money. You should have had all these characters available at the beginning. You know what you guys were quick at doing? You guys were very quick at making sure to add body type A and body type B and they, them on the fucking character creation. You guys were well and ready for that. And here's another thing. Since you're the lead character artist, you made these characters absolutely look like fucking Play-Doh. Each and every one of the characters that you have shown me all either look like men or oiled up men. I'm serious. All of them look the same. They all have a mute look on their face. You didn't do any work on how your character's face will look when they get hurt or what kind of face they'll make when they bring down a sword on an enemy. I'm pretty sure you didn't work on this. This just seems like a developer that doesn't want to do extra work. That's what it means. And if And if you want to say that, if you want to be lazy, fine, but don't come out and say, it's a lot of work. You need to come out and say, we should have catered to you guys at the beginning, but we're here now, and we're glad that we hooked you up. We should have added it in the beginning. I'm sorry. That way we can we're not going to like you. We're just going to have a little bit more respect for you for being honest. That's it.
Had no time to finish it as we're making Avowed.
No
and
time
now
to
we
finish
give
it.
it to the players, so it's a more rounded experience compared to the original Pillars games. It should be a whole new way to play the game. If you pick an Orlin or an Amawa, it makes you feel completely different in the world, especially if you use third person or first person. It changes it again, how you feel and present in this game. So it's pretty awesome that we can finally bring that.
New Game Plus allows the
you know what I mean? It's like how do you guys feel about a game coming out in 1.0 and then not all the features are there at the beginning? You're like, finally the game came out for 1.0. I've been waiting for the early access to finish, and now we're here at 1.0, and then they come out and they're like, we forgot this whole nother thing. I'm gonna rant again. I'm sorry.
player to bring over all their abilities, all their equipable gear. It does reset it back to level 1, so it's not like you're just outright.
I will admit, all the amount of different weapon types in this game is pretty fucking cool. I will admit that.
OP basically, but you'll have the end game gear with all its like enchants to be able to just start the new game, as well as we have like modifiers on enemies that kind of either make them more resistant to some of the elemental types, or modifiers that make them more resistant to being stun locked or hit reacted. And that kind of gets sprinkled in kind of somewhat randomly throughout that New Game Plus experience to kind of get that
I like the animations for potions and stuff. That's all nice and stuff.
Challenge, but also let the player still feel somewhat like they're accumulating their abilities over the course of multiple playthroughs. So.
We notice players like to take photos of their envoys, but it's very difficult in the game.
I don't know who said that.
The camera just right to get a certain distance.
See what I mean? See what I mean? What did I say? The character's face always looks dead inside. I'm like looking at this character and I'm like, bro, this guy listened to fucking Radiohead or something like that. I don't know. This guy looks like he's something in the way. I'm like, yo, he's like, I don't know, man. Like there needs to be an animation for running, jumping. The face needs. I'm just keep going.
The character or capture.
I'm saying all this because I care about Pillars. I'm sorry.
The shot in a conversation when you see your character, so this allows you to really get into it and capture some awesome shots or some scary shots.
See that character has an animation. I wonder. He has an animation for what he's doing. What about your character? I'm pretty sure when he's waving his axe, he's just like. I'm like, bro, everybody should be scared of the main character. This orc, this troll is more scared of that small guy because his face is just like, bro, he's gonna hit him with the hammer, and then when he gets hit with the hammer, he's just gonna go, and the troll's gonna be like, you weird, and then he runs away because he gets fucking death stare, man. You got a glazed look in your face.
Depending which way you're going.
We're super excited to announce that Avowed's finally going to come out to PS5.
Pre-orders are going to be live today. Keep an eye out on our socials, and we'll announce when the store page is open.
I was on that for a while, wasn't I, guys? See, this is the game that I only care about from Obsidian. This is all I care about. You can add a cannon to the fucking ladybug? Let's go, baby! Let's go!
Grounded 2 is a survival game. It is set in a gigantic city park. You play as a teenager who has been shrunken to roughly the size of an ant, and you just have to survive in this environment with, you know, insects that are the size of a bus, and figuring out how to eat and get some water. And
the difference in the team, the first team on Avowed, they're just like, yeah, we just didn't have any time. Yeah, they don't let us sleep over here. Yeah, so yeah, look forward to the next update. Meanwhile, the Grounded 2 devs, hold up.
Just have to survive in this environment with, you know, insects that are the size of a bus, and figuring out how to eat.
Look at these guys, completely different. They're like, bro, you turn small and you gotta fight a scorpion, bro, with a fucking spicy sword, bro. You get to dual wield with. Look at, completely different than the first team from Obsidian. Now these two are just like, bro, what if you had a staff that shot ice balls, bro? Completely different team.
And get some water and fight those bugs and craft new materials.
Fuck that mantis. It's a piece of shit. I can't parry that shit.
Materials and new weapons. As you go and gain in power and get over those initial survival challenges, you can sort of get into the story of what has really happened in this park. A number of huge updates planned for the park. This is the first big content update that we have. We've been calling it the winter update. It's really about adding in this next big chunk to the park, and that comes with a lot of things that are.
There were a lot of when Grounded came for early access, there was a lot of areas that was just empty. So this is probably some of it.
Very, very exciting for us. With this winter update, which is the community garden, is attached right to that early picnic area. On the map, it's just to the east of it, behind the...
Oh, behind there. See, there was nothing behind that giant statue.
Gigantic statue of Tully and Burgle. This was our opportunity to really start delving into a brand new biome.
Bro, I smell a motherfucker. Bro, if you've played this game, you see certain things and you're just like, there's a motherfucker down there. There's a motherfucker in the pot. There's a motherfucker right next to the wood. You just know there's a motherfucker. You play enough of this game and you're just like, I'm not going over there. I'm not. One time I played Grounded 2 and I was trying to run to my base in the pitch black darkness and I ran into a tarantula. Did I say, you need to have an arachnophobia mode? No, I said
everything that entailed. You've got
love this game.
A vegetable garden, you've got a greenhouse, and you've got a pumpkin patch. All of these introduce a lot of new and different types
pumpkin
of
patch
artwork
gay
and places for the player to explore. And then, of course, then we need all the insects. That
bro, I'm saying it. I'm saying it right now.
Artwork.
You can get on those vines.
And places for the player to explore.
100%. 100%. You climb on those lines, and there's a boss inside the pumpkin head. 100%. I know how these guys roll. Yeah, there's a hole to the side of his head, bro. There's a boss inside the pumpkin head, bro. And then, of course,
ready. Then we need all the insects that go in these areas too. And so, a ton of new insects that are in there. As I love to say, all of these insects.
See, the red ladybug is fine, but the black ladybug, the black ladybug hates you, okay? You gotta watch out. You see, the red ladybugs, they're fine, okay? They're good. They're not gonna steal your bike or anything. But those black ladybugs, you need to stay focused.
A ton of new insects that are in there. As I love to say, all of these insects, you can fight. Maybe they're docile and you can attack them. Many of them are aggressive and will attack you. And regardless, you fight them, learn their tactics, and then eventually turn them into fashionable attire and new weapons.
Going to a
yo, what the fuck kind of staff is that?
New biome, a new area in the park allows us to fully lean into what makes the park unique from the backyard. And for us, that means that mix.
Is that a hornet nest right over there next to the... Fuck this place. Fuck this place. You see the hornet nest? Man, my big ass is already scared of hornets. You want me to play this game? Oh my god, we're gonna have to do this all over again.
Of really organic structures, as well as that man-made touch, that this was designed by humans at, you know, human level.
Wasps are coming back, which
Wasps are coming back? You gotta say it like that, bitch? Fuck you, okay? I hated these guys in the previous game. I hate them now, okay? It's like, Wasps are coming back. I'm gonna be like, Wasps are coming back? Is the game as good? Yes, it's fucking good. Highly recommend it. It's like $40, maybe.
a lot of fun to fight, but can be kind of annoying.
Play it with friends.
Again, this is a survival game, so so excited about those things coming back.
I'm not.
Black ants are also coming back.
The black ants? You see this motherfucker right up here? Lock up your bike and hide the white women, okay? Watch out for these black ants, okay? The red ants are just fine. The red ants are working. The red ants are chill. The red ants are just like, I need to go pick up some donuts and some fucking, yeah, it's Grounded 2. Grounded 2. Great game. Great game. I got it on Steam. I might do a community playthrough when the game comes out in 1.0. I don't want to play too much of the game because I know I want to be surprised when it comes out in 1.0. There's a lot of people that play early access and eat all of the early access. All of the early access. And when the game comes out in 1.0, they're just like, well, there wasn't that much in it. Nigga. You ate the whole early access. You ate the whole cake. You were just waiting for the last piece of the pie. Yeah, that's it. It's like, oh man, can't wait for 1.0. Dude, you have 500 hours on Power World. What are you gonna get excited about in 1.0? Yeah, I'm waiting for a lot of content to really sink hours into. I want 1.0. I do creative growth. It's just, I don't give a fuck about that, Darren. It's fucking bots. God. All right. Ban. Yeah, get out of here. Fuck out of here. All right, we're back. We're back to it.
Back to you. And like with both of those, you get
it's the same with Schedule 1. You are absolutely correct. That's why I'm not even touching Schedule 1. I want the whole thing.
Armor and different weapons that you can craft after you've defeated these creatures.
That's my boy right there.
We're more excited about the new creatures that are coming in the garden update.
I'm not.
So we developed.
What the fuck is that? Ah, yes, young grasshopper. That's not even a grasshopper, bro. These are locusts. Bro, what the? Forget the praying mantis. What the fuck is this?
A brand new creature in the cricket.
Bro, that caterpillar up there is like, bro, I ain't getting out.
The cricket is pretty big. Again,
it's the cricket
size of a large bus, probably. It has some very unique attack combinations that are a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
It can also, of course, jump very, very far. It has its own.
Bro, I'm gonna be chopping up grass, and I'm gonna be chopping up grass, and that grasshopper is gonna be like.
Armor sets. It has its own weapon or weapons that you can craft based upon it, and then the same thing for earwig. And we actually have two different.
What the fuck what's this?
Different types of earwig. There's sort of a ranged earwig and a melee earwig that tend to travel around together to thwart the player with their strategic opportunities.
Oh, is that straw? Yo, I told you guys.
Together.
Yo, that's straw. That's inside the fucking pumpkin guy.
To thwart the player with their strategic opportunities.
Yo, fuck that.
Again, you can turn those into armor. Of course, turn them into your base furnishings. You can turn them into weapons.
What the fuck are these, bro? Bro, I'm ready.
And we think they'll offer some exciting and unique combat opportunities.
We really want Grounded 1 players to be excited to see these creatures again, but also to be surprised and delighted by the changes. You know, just like we did in the picnic area, we've revamped the combat. So that means even looking at the old legacy creatures and going, okay, how do we make them a part of the system? How do we make them challenging in this new dance? How can we leverage our systems to make them more interesting? And so hopefully there's a couple of twists coming, even with the old favorites, that will keep veteran players on their toes and will surprise and delight new players.
We have a brand new buggy, the Ladybug buggy.
Bro, I'm fucking rocking that. Yo, I'm gonna fucking have a Panzer in Grounded. Sweet.
Which you'll be able to get and raise and hatch.
William Dafoe meme.
In the yard. And we're pretty excited about all that stuff. Like, I think all of it is coming together just really well.
I think every single Grounded player from Grounded 1 at some point jumped on the Ladybug and let it transport them around.
I did.
And we often joke that that was the original buggy prototype.
I jumped on the Ladybug and I was like, yo, I'm riding the Ladybug. Awesome. And then I saw the black Ladybugs. I thought to myself, cool. New Ladybug. Let me jump on that. The black Ladybug didn't like that. No, he didn't. The black Ladybug was like, man, get your ass on me, nigga.
And there's something so iconic about the Ladybug and getting on it and wanting to ride it that it felt like an inevitability for us. But what's important for us whenever we do introduce a new buggy is we don't want it to just be another one or just a horse, you know?
Yeah.
And so it really boiled down to what can the Ladybuggy bring to
Is
the
he
table
drinking
that
and
the
filling
other
up the
ones
tank?
Weren't. What can make her stand apart and bring a utility and an experience to the player that the other buggies aren't? How can we carve out her own little niche in the game? She's the tank. She's, you know, the one who can get into those really tough fights and withstand those large swarms of insects. And that's where the idea of the water cannon.
By the way, there is base fighting. I fucking love that. Now because I love base fighting so much that I'm not going to build my base on a tree where I'm safe. I don't want to be safe. I want problems. I want problems always. I want to build a base, defend that shit, fuck these motherfuckers up when they come to my base. I love that shit. I'm all about it. Last time I played Grounded and I built a base right on top of a tree and they couldn't even fight me because they couldn't even reach me. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? I want problems. I'm going to build my base in the middle of the fucking park on the ground. Yeah, I got my ass whooped. Yeah, I did.
On her back and, you know, players being able
you gotta show that dick energy.
At their enemies. And that ended up, you know, providing a ton of gameplay opportunities and a really unique experience. Being able to shoot down the aerial insects that are often a bit more challenging and a bit more frustrating for players. Well, now you have this, you know, ranged weapon that you can take them down with that feels super satisfying, almost like an anti-air gun. For us, as soon as we crack that, it felt like, okay, there she is. That's her niche. And now it's just about bringing that experience to life and finding moments in the garden experience to really highlight that and let that shine for the player.
Bro, I'm ready. I'm ready.
So we saw Avowed, great interview that you did over there. We see now that we have New Game Plus coming, there's a photo mode, new weapon type, changing appearance, there's new character presets.
I don't care about any of that. I don't care about any of that. What's this game? Oh, shit. Shit, my boy. We got Outward.
Interactive.
Outward 2, baby.
Outward is an open world RPG, which for once you're not some kind of special superhero.
Yo, nice
or the
backpack.
Last child from a prophecy. You're just a dude or a dudette. And the reason why
two genders right there.
We are downscaling who the player is because they want to be immersed more than they want to be powerful. And that was the big change in our approach, and we made all of our design decisions to be in alignment with this vision. If you were just a regular person and you wanted to think like a human would, but in a fantasy world, it's when you are aloof, when you're just like, that's not so dangerous, I've done it before, and that's when life just snaps back at you, right? In real life, that's like that. It should be like that in the design as well.
I like that.
So
I like
one
that.
gigantic thing is the character creation. In Outward 1, like, we had very ugly protagonists.
True.
And we didn't have a lot of options. You know, you had like 3 skin colors, a handful of faces, a handful of haircuts, and that was it. It feels like really drawn.
What's that? What's body and what's identity? What's body? I already know what body is. What's identity? You've already fucked me with body, okay? You've already fucked me with body, alright? I already know what body is. You guys, you fucking weirdos do it's always the beta cuck cool Ned Flanders co-founder. It's always the beta cucked Ned Flanders CEO co-founder that's like, hey, I'm gonna work with whoever I want. Hey, I got some good ideas for a video game. I got a good idea. It's always the beta cuck white boys, and then they hire the fucking pink-haired fucking purple bitches, and then they're like, I have an idea. I have a couple ideas, because over in the fucking LGBT community, I'm like, oh my god, bro. And what is the co-founder gonna do? Well, if I was the co-founder, I'd fire the bitch as soon as she said, like, well, the community would like this, and for identities, and because they never do it because they're so fucking scared. They're so fucking scared. They hire them and they do a sizable amount of a job, and then they come in and they're just like, well, from your community up on Reddit, they would like for this. It's like, no, they don't. They didn't say that. Fuck off with the crap already.
Going yourself into an RPG. You choose a background, you choose traits, you have a very granular system to modify and customize your character to your liking. One of the big thing is you choose one of 3 starting locations. So as a regular person, what justifies throwing yourself into danger? How do you become an adventurer? Well, we have 3 different quests depending on which city you choose. So if you are in Simeon's Bastion, you are a homeless person, you're desperate. In Tramontaine, you are a miner and you're trying to like improve your status and your quality of life. In Haboob, you are just a clerk who just bought a house. What could possibly go wrong? You know, and very mundane situations, like you're not special or anything, but something special happens to you, and then you have to live up to the situation. We want a weather system that is very dynamic. So now we have a year-long calendar with seasons, and you just go through all that. So it's going to be winter, and then it's spring, and then summer, and does change, like what kind of stuff can be found, what kind of armor you need to wear. Dual wielding is gigantic, so now you can combine anything that goes in one hand, and
nice.
That opens up a lot of possibilities. In Outward 1, like, you had your offhand could only have a set amount of things, and you had your main hand. Now you can just interchange. You can have 2 shields if you want. It sucks.
Shield hero, fuck yeah. Why do they always do this shit? I mean, every time it's like, you could do whatever you want in the game, and then somebody in the fucking community, some community managers like, you could do whatever you want in the game, but can you do whatever identity you want in the game? And then the CEO is like, well, I don't want to be racist, so whatever. Every fucking time, you know the CEO, if he was working alone with only 5 dudes, he would put male and female. You know this guy. If back in the day when nobody gave a shit about him, when he did Outward 1, he would put male and female up on that bitch. But as soon as he starts adding more people, then they're just like, I was wondering, you don't want to be homophobic, do you? And I'm like, Oh my god, the fact that, let's keep going.
I don't recommend, but you can. Of course, like just visually, and the fact that it's much more lush, it's more filled, it's more visually vibrant. That's going to be something that people will notice very quickly. Just like in Out of One, we have 8 skill trees, and all those skill trees have some exclusive skills. So if you take one, you can't take the other, and you have a maximum of 3 breakthrough points. So there's only 3 skill trees that you can learn from to the maximum of the capabilities. Otherwise, you have like the first few layers of skills available. One thing we added were
you need to do more with that. You need to do more than that, because you did the same thing in the previous game where you just bought a skill. I think there should be a little montage animation of those specific people in that guild or faction teaching you how to do that sort of magic. Now, let's say you go to a master at arms and you're trying to become some sort of duelist in this game, and you want to get this ability called Flurry, where you use a bunch of daggers, or you use 2 swords to slice up the enemy with a combo. Okay, that's the new ability. Okay, as soon as you buy that ability, it fades to black. It shows you, sort of doing an animation and, mimicking your master and showing you how to do it. And then at the end, you bow to your master and then you get the ability. Instead of you bought it, there it is, you got the skill, move along. I mean, perfect example is Hollow Knight in Hollow Knight Silksong. When you get a new ability, what do they do? It shows you and your master fighting each other, and you're training with each other, and then it's like, you have mastered the blade, hone your skills, bug, and then it shows like, Hornet has a new ability or something like that. That's what I'm trying to see, because these developers are so ready to give you new abilities, new different ways of playing the game, not trying to hold your hand, which is a great thing. And they're trying to add all these sort of, a certain thing with Western developers, they like to add systems, and I think that's great. But what they don't do is they don't work on animations. You know who works on animations the most? I think it's actually it's sort of the East too. The East and the West sort of don't like to do animations. What kind of people do like to do animations? I think it depends on the developer. I'm just gonna say that. It depends on the developer, because some developers out there will do the additional work to show you the immersion of said world where it feels lived in, instead of a bunch of people just standing there drinking or eating a hamburger, talking to another person for the rest of their life. Just 2 people talking to each other. You go to sleep, you wake up, those same people are still talking to each other, and a group of people are still talking to each other over there. Nobody's walking around, or if there is a person walking around, they walk from one end of the store to the other end of the store, and I'm like, bro, you could do a little bit more than that. Or just 2 people. They show a giant fucking mansion, and there's only 3 people in the mansion. Isn't that great? Isn't that cool? I find that awesome. Oh, cool. A giant castle. What's in the castle? 5 dudes. And I'm like, 5 dudes in a castle? And then you hear one character say, I run this establishment. And I'm like, there's only you and 4 other niggas. What establishment do you got here? Why is everybody in all of these games, everybody's living like Batman, just you and Alfred?
Are the attribute points, the core stats, so strength, agility, constitution, willpower, intelligence.
You go to a bar or an inn in a video game, and there's like only 3 people. It's like, oh man, we get a lot of money here. It's like, we get a lot of customers over here in my bar, in my inn, in my tavern, and I'm looking around and I'm like, it's the same 3 niggas.
added those, we're gonna track a lot of different things that you do. They're all gonna have like different thresholds. So let's say you dodge attacks successfully a certain number of times, you unlock a node that will give you a passive trait and increase your agility. So very small incremental changes. We start with very simple things and it expands us in more and more circles. So you won't be able from the very start to unlock all 3 skill trees just because you have the cash to do it. You will have to have experience. You will need to have practiced the life of danger and Ori to be able to understand, like get to the next level of the skill trees. Other than that, well, I think it's important to note that all 4 regions are new regions. So it's really just completely new environment to explore.
I'm excited to play it. I am.
Today,
Persona devs have animations. You're actually right. In Persona 5, there's a lot of characters that are standing around talking to each other, and they have like some sort of low quality characters walking around, and you can walk through them, and they're walking around with their phones out, and some people have masks on, but you know they're part of the scenario. Like they'll go, like you look at Shibuya and there's and it makes sense that it would be that busy.
we're going to be taking a deep dive into our upcoming action RPG, Varen's Call.
Yo, Varen's Call, shit!
The world of Leda is entirely shrouded by darkness on one side, while scorched by endless sun on the other.
Yo, I'm excited for this game.
These incredibly hostile areas are known as the Forsaken Realms, which, as you may have noticed, is the name of the universe we are meticulously crafting. Your first steps within the Forsaken Realms will take you to the Vale of Varen, a city on the brink of collapse, and the first of our narrative-focused adventures. You'll step into the boots of a lone mercenary,
that's a big ass
seeking to
axe.
answer Varen's call for aid, and maybe earn some gold and glory along the way.
You need to work on that audio. You need to work on that audio right now. You're fighting these black monsters and it sounds like you're slicing bags of sand. You need to work on that shit.
It's clear that Varen needs a hero, and every hero needs a way to slay the countless fantastical
I love the big shield.
beasts they'll encounter. Varen's Call aims to cater to a wide range of playstyles, offering you the freedom to combat the unknown in a variety of ways. Whether you prefer to be a nimble-footed archer, flinging fireballs between arrows, or face your foes toe-to-toe as an axe-wielding whirlwind of death,
nice.
The choice is yours. The game's classless system means you're never locked into playing a specific way. You have the ability to
listen, I'm okay with classless systems, but I'm getting sick and tired of it. I like to be dedicated to my class. I like that shit. When is there going to be, I think Larian is one of them that kind of does it, but there needs to be developers out there where if you stick to it, you could become something great. Let's say you want to become a fucking wizard. Well, you need to learn. Not so much on wisdom, but more on intelligence. You literally have to look, let's say you're a wizard and you need to look at the stars and understand the stars. You need to understand the scriptures. When you use the magic, it's slow and methodical, so you need to plan your way of attack. As you get stronger, you could do the magic even quicker, even use bigger attacks as well. And you can sort of, if you want to focus on conjuration or something like that, that's kind of cool too, where it's just like, you don't need to have a sword, you can meld a sword in your hand, kind of like Oblivion with the conjuration, and that sword will have damage depending on your intelligence, not on your physicality, and that sort of thing. And you can meld the magic to the way you want it. That would be kind of cool. You know what classless system means? Classless systems means I'm too bored to try to think that deep about classes. That's what it means. Classless system is an easy sort of way to just bring in everybody. When in actuality, if you add classes and you make them interesting, you'll bring in people. You can do it. You just need to give them the hook. You have to give them the hook to it. You need to be like, hey, if you're a paladin, you have to be good. But what if I want to be bad? You're going to lose all your powers. Is there any way to get my powers back? You have to you can, but it's not money. You have to redeem yourself. Okay, then how do I redeem myself? Well, do an escort mission without any abilities, any of your paladin abilities, and make sure that that escort mission, that person is alive. Literally sacrifice yourself. You're pretty much just a peasant or a fighter, but you have to utilize a way to help others to get your paladin powers back. And every time that you do something bad, the weight of what you need to do is even stronger. You see what I'm saying? Well, now you're a paladin, and now you're no longer a paladin because you keep on stealing and killing innocent people, and then the weight changes. And let's say if you become pretty much a really, really good person, and you stick to your ways, your character uses books to pray and gain miracles and use miracles and that sort of thing. When you read a scripture in the middle of a battle and you can gain a buff or something like that, that would be kind of cool. When you taunt, you basically repeat a scripture that is within your line of religion, that sort of thing. That's the sort of kit. That's the hook. That's the hook I'm talking about. But no, well, you could do whatever you want. And I'm like, well, that's just whatever. Every game does it.
To adapt, alter, or completely switch.
Could there be an evil paladin? No. That's what we call a Dark Knight.
Playstyles midway through your adventure.
And if you're a Dark Knight, you can't be nice for too long. If you're nice for too long, you can get injured and get a debuff.
Unlock and spend.
Better yet, if you're nice for too long, demons will step out of the portal trying to drag you back in. And he's like, you had a contract, bitch. You had a fucking contract. You needed to fight and give us blood of the innocents in order to have, you need to give us blood of the innocents or you can no longer become a Dark Knight. And since you're not giving it to me, we're going to drag you into hell. And if you get dragged into hell, you have to fight your way out of, you have a certain time period to drag yourself out of hell and then get back out. And that sort of ability to survive getting into hell and getting back into the real world will actually amuse the demons, and they'll be like, you amuse us, we will give you this buff for a certain time period, and here's a weapon, don't fuck it up.
Perk points to obtain new skills and abilities.
Getting dragged into hell sounds awesome. It sounds metal as fuck.
By gaining character experience. Hidden chests throughout the world will reward you with a range of weapons, armor, and unique trinkets, some providing unique effects to help you gain an edge in your next combat encounter. The local hamlet of South Vale acts as a hub, a safe space that provides various amenities for you to further develop your character. Use the forge to upgrade the weapons and armor you find throughout the world, and the dismantling bench to deconstruct items for materials. The spell crafting table can be used to increase the power of your magic.
You'd be a perfect story class designer for a D&D based game. You know what? I would like to do that. That does actually sound really good. I have also this other idea where you could become a dancer. The only person that could become a dancer is a woman, because a male dancer is not going to attract a majority of a crowd. That's just the way it is. So it is not only a class, but it's also gender based, so only females can become dancers. And the best way for a dancer to gain buffs is to dance in front of crowds, where not only can that dancer get free money, but they can also get free loot. And certain people, if you dance around crowds for too long in a certain area for too long, some of the women in that area will start to have a fight with you, because some of the men are calling you by name now. Well, that's going to be too difficult. But they're calling, he's like, where's my favorite dancer? And now the women are fighting you. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta, you can only work so much in one area because the simps will arise and the Karens will get mad. But you get a lot of free shit and a lot of money. Now, when you're fighting as a dancer, it's a delicate dance. Haha, that's funny. And anyway, you can use chakrams, you can use a whip, or you could use the elements. And basically you can entrance the enemy, you can charm the enemy, and all these sort of different features. You have low health, but you have a high amount of CC. You see what I'm getting at? This would be an awesome class.
Everything from an area of effect freeze attack that stops the enemy in their tracks, to ripping up the ground from underneath their feet with destructive force. Use the trap making bench to upgrade and unlock new traps and gadgets.
Nice.
A nice complement to your arsenal, allowing you the opportunity to catch your enemies off guard. And finally, the alchemy cauldron. This can be used to custom brew a multitude of mixtures, from replenishing health and restoring stamina to curing yourself of nasty status effects. These concoctions are sure to aid you on your journey. Okay, great. So you've equipped...
Nigga. What the fuck is this, bro? What are we doing? Get this faggotry out of my face. Come on now.
That shiny new helmet, purchased that slightly overpriced magic spell you always had your eyes on, and upgraded that new polybuster barrel to the volatile variant that has even more boom. You're ready to get back into the fight, but maybe
nice
you want
armor.
a change of pace.
I like the armor and the weapons.
Yes, you're supposed to be the hero and save the city, but heroes need breaks too. Besides, there's a whole world to explore.
What the fuck is
and
that?
Quirky characters from all walks of life need your help with their problems.
This reminds me of Fable.
Then you've come about the job.
You might find yourself involved in a murder mystery, helping a local peacekeeper catch the criminal behind the death of her beloved friend. Or maybe you're on a mission to rid Varin of the Gnomi scourge that plagues the city. All because a crazy guy in an outhouse called you a hero?
I know the truth!
This is fucking Fable to a T. Do you have any male-only classes? Yes. It's called the Brotherhood. Now, the Brotherhood, or the champion class, is only meant for fucking brothers. The reason why it's a Brotherhood champion sort of thing is because it's a harsh world. It's a harsh world that I'm thinking of, right? A mix between Kingdoms of Amalur. Yeah, this game does remind me of it. So the champion class would be only male only, and only males can go into this arena. The reason why is because the arena, once you go in, you're dead. But there is also some unsavory people that if a woman loses, they could do whatever they want with her. This is the reason why it's only male, and it's only a male space where it's just pretty much women and men fawning over who's going to win. It's the reason why it's like, oh, it's like, nah, I don't want to hear anybody saying like, yo, but what if a woman went into the arena? You don't want to go in there, because if you lose, you better be dead. Because if you're alive, you see what I'm saying? But you can basically, when you're going into the arena as a champion, this is the champion class, not only can you gain buffs, within the arena, you can also gain debuffs in the arena. So basically, if you're getting hit too much in the arena, it's like you gain debuffs that carry over outside of the arena. If you're doing well in the arena, and you have to keep on going into the arena and going into different arenas. Now, there will be arenas that are basically sanctioned by the actual capital. There's actually sanctioned fucking arenas that are part of the capital, that where men and women can go to this arena, and it's basically whoever wins, you don't end up killing them at the end, and you pretty much raise the hand to the victor. That's the sanctioned arena. We're not talking about that. We're talking about underground Fight Club champion shit, the dirty shit. And now this is part of the champion build because you're going to do some dirty fighting, kicking sand in people's faces, using dirty tactics within fights, that sort of thing. And you can also taunt certain enemies, you know, a 1v1 basically. So if there's a very difficult enemy that you need away from the other ads, you have your party deal with the ads and you focus on just that one hard enemy. And so you gain buffs and you could do certain things as a champion because it's just you mano a mano.
Maybe we should stick to the main task at hand after all. Varen's Call is soon to release on PC with full controller support, with the aim of releasing on consoles at a later date.
Here's another one. If you're a champion and you kill an enemy and you pretty much kill them and their blood gets on you, you will gain a fear bonus and everybody else will be afraid of you. That sort of thing. That would be cool.
Our game is inspired by classics like Fable and The Elder Scrolls, so if this sounds like your kind of adventure, consider heading over to Steam and adding it to your wishlist to stay up to date with us. Until then, we'll see you mercenaries soon.
Like one of your companions would be a female, and they'd be like, can I join the champions? That would be best not to do that. What the hell is this? Ultimate Dragon Rider experience? Oh shit. Draconis! Yo, sweet. You need to add catapults and ballistas. I see their vision. The dragon looks so fucking good. In the middle, but the core concept is easily to be adapted to small scoped. Nice. Yo, the audio is so good. With the wings in the wind. That looks really nice. Oh shit. Nice. Derpy as fuck. You're not going to be eating any children from House of Dragons, are you? I'll play this. I'll play this. Ladies are going to love that game.
First question I had was, how hard is this game going to be? Because the most common question about the original Outward was, okay, this is like, does it have to be so hard?
I actually got to play the game in the alpha version, and I got my ass kicked.
I'm glad.
Deserved. But it's actually amazing. Like, I actually really enjoyed it because exploring this game felt very rewarding, and there's like a camping system, so you can camp like right outside like the enemy zone, and then you prepare like your weapons and everything to wreck the enemy, because if you don't prepare, oh, you're in trouble.
It's known to be a very, very hardcore survival, and when I was talking to Guillaume, he was like, if you die, it is likely your fault. And we all heard him say, like, it's not
hopefully
hard,
it doesn't get
but it is
canceled.
demanding. And they always at all times want to live up to those words, which is really awesome. And they will have a pack mule, which he said, of course, shocker, can die if you don't take care of it.
Of course.
But it's, one of the big struggles was with inventory and spacing along other struggles that players had to really try and, play out this game. Like you were saying earlier, you can't dilly-dally in this game. You have to really know what you're going to do, and eventually you'll get a hang of things. But another big one was dual wielding. So you can dual wield, he says, anything in the game. You can even double shield it up, which he says is not recommended.
You can attack with the shield. It's super cool.
He really loves to stress all of these niche things.
There's a lot of
Like you can sprain your ankle, you can perforate a lung.
Trauma.
She has clearly sprained. You can sprain her.
I also got brain damage.
You can have a concussion. It will all impact you, and all of these ailments take different lengths of time to recover from.
I got a concussion in game as well. It was really tough.
As well?
What were you doing? What were you doing out of game?
It was it was just kind of like a play on, because whenever I told people I got a concussion, brain damage in game, a lot of people in my chat was like in game.
Sounds like the most hardcore of hardcore.
Yeah.
Yep, it is.
It was really fun, and you can also play with friends, and then things become a lot more bearable.
They've showed the split screen.
Yeah, so you can play split screen with your friends, and it's really nice. Especially because then, you get beaten up, and then your friends get beaten up. So, and then you know.
can get digital concussions together.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Forsaken Realms, Baron's Call. We were all sitting here saying it looks incredible.
It looks sick.
Most importantly, controller support. I can play that one.
I was trying to put my finger on what the vibe was, and at the very end of the trailer, they say inspired by games like Fable. They really struck an interesting vibe. It seems like it's got a lot of soul and heart.
Yeah.
We've talked about music a lot today.
Baron's Call is pretty good. All right, we're gonna keep on going. Ooh, shit. Oh, we got a good one. Atomic Heart. Yo, I might have to go back to Atomic Heart, guys. I love these devs. We will be fucking robots. I can put my dick in that. Maybe. Nice. We gotta go back and play this game. I want to come back to this game.
Is it recording?
Smash.
Yeah, it is.
It's in the sky, a giant cube.
Oh, yeah.
I can still barely believe it myself.
DLC, baby? Yeah, we're gonna have to go back to Atomic
When
Heart.
it showed up, I was in the lab. I didn't even see it. You know? I felt that same fear, though. A terrible sense of my own powerlessness.
This is what I'm fucking talking about, okay? This is what I'm fucking. This is. For some odd reason, when you go to a culture that doesn't, that it's illegal to do anything LGBT related, you get games like this. Now, I'm not going to Russia because I don't want to get radiation poisoning, okay? All right? And I don't have enough spam, okay? I don't have enough spam and vodka. But there's good things about Russia and Ukraine, is all I'm saying.
How did the whole of humanity miss it? And did we actually miss it? What if the cube didn't appear, but revealed itself?
There's a bunch of dudes.
There, and we've only just started to see it.
Shit. All right. Yeah, I'll play it. Grandma! God damn! God damn! Guns and bitches. The end. Guns and bitches. Guns and hoes. They saw this. Yeah, they did. It doesn't look like you're fighting them. Or maybe you are. I can't tell. Yeah, we don't do RTSs out here, okay? All right, we're going to skip this one. We're not doing RTSs right now. Yeah, we're going to skip that one, buddy. Yeah, appreciate that, big dog. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. Next game. Too much talking.
Welcome to the world of Execular. We are Kasia and Amadeus, the creators of the game.
And this is Gameplay Overview. Execular is a first-person action-adventure game that encourages exploration, rewards curiosity,
and never holds your hand.
You play as Denzel Phoenix.
What accent is that?
A corporate bounty hunter.
What accent is that,
Hunt
chat?
down fugitives and reclaim souls from those who try to escape the system.
One of the game's main hubs is the Tower, a massive fortress city ruled by the Helion Corporation. This is where you accept contracts, upgrade your gear.
Wait. You think I didn't see that? I got black radar, okay? Go back. Who's that?
Hubs is the Tower, a massive fortress city ruled by the Helion Corporation. This
What's the game called? Execular? Okay, all right. I appreciate. See, we're all on the same play. I mean, I already got it wish listed. I already got it wish listed.
is where you accept contracts, upgrade your gear, and prepare for missions.
Job well done.
Yo, that's
contract fulfilled.
The game is structured in chapters, and almost everyone begins and ends in the tower.
I love the hand animations.
Outside the tower lies a harsh, scorched desert. You travel through it in a heavily modified car designed to protect you from extreme conditions such as heat and radiation.
Does it do more than that?
You have access to your computer, storage, and a working radio.
I love this.
From your
Nice. Nice. Yes. Nice.
Survival is a core part of the experience.
Inventory space is limited, and every item
Inventory
matters.
space is limited. Oh,
Forcing
no.
players to make careful decisions about what to.
You know what this game reminds me of? It's a non-gay version of what's it called? Parkway. Pacific Drive. There's a game out there called Pacific Drive where I bought the game because I thought it was cool that you can customize your car and drive around and like just go around collecting stuff. And I had the same exact inventory like this game. However, I stopped playing when one of the customization inventory things popped open. It was an inbox thing. It opened up and it gave me every single fucking LGBT flag I've ever seen. They also gave me the BLM flag. And I was just like, yeah, I'm good. And then I just uninstalled. I was like, I got deep into the game and I liked it. And then out of nowhere, they're like, do you want a asexual flag? No, I think I'm done playing.
Carry and what to leave behind.
Hellion's high-tech systems allow you to
I
hack
like We Happy
devices,
Few. What's wrong with
pick
it?
locks, and access restricted areas.
These devs are Polish. Polish devs are
Your
dope.
cybernetic implants help you uncover hidden elements and investigate the environment.
I think that's where I'm going, chat. More Polish, Ukraine,
Missions
Russian
and
devs.
level design are
Eurojank is
fully
where I'm at.
non-linear. There's no single way to complete a contract. Stealth,
nice,
dialogue, and combat are all valid approaches and can be freely combined.
In Exekiller, every decision matters.
What's it gonna be? Plata or muerte?
Wishlist Exekiller on Steam.
Hi everyone, Robert here from Fireshine Games. I am the Senior Product Manager for Far Far West, developed by the incredible 6-person team at Evil Raptor. Far Far West is a 1-to-4 player co-op PvE first-person shooter where you play as robot cowboys in a weird western world. Work together to kill bosses, collect bounties, and cleanse the lands of the evil enemy invaders. Today, I'm going to talk you through a short, single-round session of Far Far West. Here, we're exploring the Far Far West hometown, an evolving space where you can upgrade your weapons, spells, and character. Once the team is geared up and ready to go, we can pick the bounty we want to hunt and drop into the game.
This reminds me of Deep Rock, but with robots.
Now that we have dropped into the map, it is time to head to our first objective. We can travel around the map much faster with the use of our trusty horses, which you can summon with the press of a button. When fighting enemies, I can use different firearms and a variety of spells to do damage or heal myself and teammates. Spells and guns can also be comboed together to make their effects more powerful, spread their damage further, or even create new spells. To summon this boss, we need to do the obvious.
No. You are not going to show that. I mean, that's basically Tediore, but you're not going to show me that, and I'm not going to buy the game. He has literally... Let me show you. I saw that shit. Watch the dual guns.
Spread their damage further or even create new spells.
His dual guns have rockets on them, but he's shooting regular bullets. And when he reloads, he throws his guns.
To summon this boss, we need to do the obvious. Launch a nuke at its nest. So let's get this rocket loaded with explosives and shoot it into the sky. When playing co-op, you have to work together as a team to complete the objectives and defend yourself from enemy attacks. Right now, we're throwing sticks of dynamite to my teammate for him to put in the rocket,
to play this.
of which he is actually only catching a few. While carrying out objectives, you will attract the attention of the enemy hordes, who will try and stop you. Now we have the rocket all powered up, let's launch it at the boss nest to really make it angry. This bounty is far from over. Now we have to take the beast down. Let's summon the boss and get this party started.
So they combined cyberpunk with Western music. I see what you did there.
We won and the boss is dead, but we aren't safe yet. So let's get to the station to get the last train out of town. When the train is called, we have to stay alive for its arrival, which is easier said than done when the whole of the far west wants you dead. We made it out alive. Well, some of us, which means we get to keep the resources we found along the way. These will allow us to upgrade our characters even more and be stronger for the next bounty. This was just one simple game of Far Far West. There are multiple bosses, maps, objectives, weapons, spells, upgrades, and cosmetics, all unlockable through play.
Was that a snake and you just
play
slapped
with
it?
your friends right now.
Alright, yeah, I kinda like this.
As a parent, you've got one job. Protect your family.
Yep.
Whatever happens,
until your wife takes custody,
you do it or die trying. But even if you kick the bucket, you don't stay dead for long.
You reminded me of that this morning. My father, he looked on by. He passed on to the next.
I hate this song. What the fuck? So they took your daughter, and you need to fight through this to get your daughter back. Bro, why are you playing a race game? You need to get your daughter back. Journey through time to save her.
First up, we saw X Killer. That's coming from.
I want that game. I want to see if I could save my daughter. Apparently, if you take too long to save your daughter, you'll get a different ending, which is kind of interesting. I find that really, really cool. Join the playtest. I might do that on my own. Yeah, I got that.
Paradox Studio. It's kind of, I mean, the vibes.
Yeah, it's fine, but it's multiplayer. You're talking about the West game?
It reminded me a little bit, you disagreed, but like a cyberpunk in the wild.
No, I just see it.
Wait a minute. Shh, Bobby. Bobby, I know you're not saying that. Bobby, toxicity is what we boys do. You think I got... You think I got nice friends? I got fine friends, okay? And those are the best friends because I know some of these motherfuckers are racist. I know some of them probably have done time, but they're my friends. I want my Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 fucking chat. That's what I fucking want. We cannot come out here being Karens. There are too many fucking women in the gaming industry in AAA that are trying to basically you can't do much in the voice chat. And I'm like, bro, that you missed the point. You need to get the fuck out of here. This is our space. I don't mean it in a snowflake way. Suck because you rely on others and that leads to toxicity. Well, you got to change that. Do you mean like if somebody is not helping the team? Yeah, that sucks. I think if you're too idle, you should be kicked out and then you get replaced. But toxicity, we need that shit. I need somebody saying the N-word, but he's on canon duty. I need somebody to say the J word, which is basically Jew. And I need him to be to drive the car. I need everybody. I need I need to collect all 5 of the fucking race fucking gems to complete the gauntlet. I need that. I want that back. More people bitching rather than more people bitching rather than playing as gamers. I did call somebody in Marvel Rivals a professional victim, and he screamed about that shit. And one of the girls was laughing, bro, because he was complaining about everything. I was like, bro, he's complaining the whole time. And I'm like, bro, are you done being a professional victim? Or are you gonna play the game? And he was like, professional victim? And one girl was like,
I just see
When the animation work was crazy good, like the world building.
I think the way it's described is that.
all right, no more talking. Well, what's this?
If you imagine a real world location.
Is this Division 2? Why are we talking about Division 2? We're done. Skip. That's Ubisoft. Skip. Skip. You shouldn't be here. Skip. Why is Ubisoft here? Get the fuck out of here. Fight crime. It's a variety of damn urban locations. Civilians bring the world to life. Escort VIP. So there's a team that is a criminal, and there's a team, so cops and robbers? This is chaotic. I kind of like it. This is old school. The shooting seems kind of wonky. That's a lot of people that tried to run over ice. That's a lot of people that tried to run over ice right there. I have no idea what this is. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this game. Yeah, I don't care about that game. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. We're just gonna move along, shall we? Oh, I played this game. This is another game where you need friends. I'm sorry to say. Yeah, I don't have friends for that. I'm probably gonna play Grounded 2 with you guys when the game comes out in 1.0.
Division interview. Of course, we weren't able to get.
I don't want to talk about the Division interview. I don't want to talk. Why do we want to talk about the Division interview? Why would we want to do that? Let's not talk about Division. How about that? Oh, they're really talking about Division. Is that RuneScape? Skip. I can't believe they brought up RuneScape. Oh yeah, I love that. I love not looking at video games and talking to a person. Yeah, excuses, yeah. I'm gonna do a community playthrough of Grounded 2 when it comes out. Yeah, be ready for that. This looks pretty good. Reminds me of, what? Why was everything pixelated? Love the armor. Pretty good. Dark Light Survivor.
Bring out your dead.
What's up, Maximized?
Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
You smell like shite.
You smell like shit?
What the hell is that smell?
But they could smell you because you smell like shit. We got another, Stay clean? Nested lands? What? What do you mean by stay clean? I got Bell right, I'm good. Back rooms, right? Yeah, you might want to show a little bit more.
For eternity, I struggled to become an aspect of courage, freedom, and honor.
What's this? I'm into it.
So much for the glory of angels. Let it in. Let it burn your flesh. Let it burn your soul.
It's not that bad. Nice. Unawake? I'll give that a look, but you need more weapons than 2 blades. You gotta show more
First
than
up,
that.
we saw Darklight Survivor. Maybe one of the games we've seen that kind of blew our mind a little bit. You had...
Okay, guys, I appreciate you, but you're gonna have to keep on moving. Dark Heresy.
Warhammer universe by the guys who can't use the army, who need to find this particular person in charge of bad things to make Imperium stand for one more day before grumbling to dust. That's basically how I would describe it. Just imagine the true Warhammerish stories where no choices are good, but you don't have an option to go away. You need to get your hands dirty, and it's just a matter of how precisely you will achieve this. One of the most significant changes that any player would experience compared to the Rogue Trader would be more stakes, more value in a surrounding, in any environment that you're playing with. The covers, the line of sights, we read how they are calculated, how they are working, and how much benefit they providing to the party. So it's basically would be more playing around the environment. We abandoned the step up mechanics. So if you're ending your turn behind some wall, you are behind some wall. There won't be one circle around you that allows you to step up of this cover and to shoot at anything. If you so the place where you start your turn, the place where you're ending your turn would be more significant. Other thing is role-playing model. There are way more roles being made inside the combat. Lots of the things making you roll something, lots of the things make your opponents roll something. So it's not just your weapon skill or ballistic skill, it's way more significant influence of the role-playing choices that you've made previously. Almost all of the combats in the game will have alternative ways to finish them, not just killing all of your enemies. We are allowing player to target specific parts of the body of the enemies, and by doing this, we're allowing to
the Unawake
make your
game,
opponent lose an option to move or lose an option to use abilities.
You never played
there are
Solstice?
different ways how you can tactically approach your desire, your design of how to proceed with the combat. And of course, there is a whole new subsystem that came on a change of the momentum. This is a morale system. Momentum was a party-based, and you spend it to activate some heroic moments of your companions. For the Dark Heresy, we feel it need to be more intimate, more personal, and not just for your party. We are not just telling a story through the environment or the words of in the dialogue. No, we're actually making cases. We're actually making the culprits. We're actually collecting and interpreting evidence and discussing them with your retinue and analyzing them and making conclusions. There are some other mighty forces inside the scintilla because you're not playing in a vacuum and you need to struggle for power. But most of the time, you are playing as a person in charge, as a person that have authority, and a person who need to make hard choices. One of the most significant ways of the influence of a story for Dark Heresy would be your decision of which case is more important. For example, there is a under Spire slums, and this is a toxic waste. And the level of the toxic sea is growing. And if you're going there as a first place, there will be toxic waste somewhere nearby. And there will be people getting ready to be consumed by the toxic waste. But if you are going there late stage, there will be actual toxic sea, and you will be playing around it. There will be changes in the geometry, and changes in the combat encounters of how they're playing, changes in the narrative behind this, and changing based on the timings, how you decided how you approach this.
To venture forth into darkness and bring the light of the Emperor to the uncharted void.
I just play Rogue Trader. I don't care about the new game.
Must be cleansed in his name.
Is there anything you can tell us about like new factions, new notable characters, or iconic Warhammer 40k lore?
There would be Treason, I don't know, most iconic thing that you can potentially name and encounter as a rogue trader, as a Treason. It would be some interesting takes.
That's my girl.
Astra Militarum. I won't share specifics not to spoil the fun, but it would be there. And there would be some brand new systems, like augments ones. You will be able to replace some parts of your body with interesting pieces of Imperium technology. There would be some elaboration on a story of the world behind the main road of the Inquisitor Calcasar's shenanigans. Let's say it like this. It would be some interesting dive on a past of the von Valancius dynasty, even further than Theodora. There would be some new takes on how dangerous wildlife can be. Other thing that definitely we will provide for the player is some vaults, the Treason vaults, some collections of pretty wild things being gathered by this Necron. Of course, this is a Rogue Trader story, and Rogue Trader is kind of part of his void ship, so there would be some expanding of the void ship, some new places to visit, some old places to revisit. It would be new companion with a whole set of unique mechanics inside it. It would be the general system of augmentations provided to the players, so if you always wanted to replace the limbs of the Heinrichs with some like pretty adamant ones, you will have such an option. Not just Iron Hands from the Biomancy, but the real Iron Hands. Yes, that's an option. It's the first DLC that allows us to expand the late game parts of the Rogue Trader.
Good.
And expand it not mechanically, but expand it in a 100% of the different aspects of the game.
I'll wait for that DLC and then we'll play a new playthrough.
Let's first talk about the new DLC for
Nope. Moving on. A lot of talking. Appreciate it. A lot of talking.
I would describe this as a brawler meets action RPG. This is an awesome entry into the brawler space as somebody who tends to play a lot of RPGs and MMOs. So I have a lot of brain space and I want to make really cool builds. A little less so in how do I actually dodge and get out of things and find my openings? early on, I was able
Kabbalah
to kind of
basically
compensate
won
for that
against the
by
boss
finding,
in its
finding nice little gear and little
on
pieces
all
to
by
put
herself
together,
on max
to eventually
difficulty.
build,
That's true with the jumping
brawler skill
ability.
set in. And
The
I
way
find
she
myself
jumps
kind of
and
going
jumps
back
and
and
jumps.
forth as we play test.
Yeah.
Between like, oh, I'm finding something that's a little difficult here. Well, what can I do with my gear set in order to...
Woman. Next game. Next game. Sorry. That's just the way it is. Misogynistic? Sure. You're right. Anyway, next game.
From Weird Beluga in Fireshine, and another Fireshine game with Pugstorm called Core Keeper.
Oh, I want to play this game. Game is cool. I like the art style.
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean he smashed?
What do you think? He fell from a great height.
Yeah, but he couldn't have... did he really die?
I imagine he was crushed to a pulp. Do you think they'll ever find his body?
Mom!
Okay. I was just making sure you were paying attention.
Yo, the art design on this game is crazy. Yeah, I wishlisted this. Fireshine Games. What we got? Pugstorm? Yo, Core Keeper DLC? This game is beautiful. I love it. Oh, DLC. Oh, this is fucking insane. He's dead. Love it.
Do you want to die?
Wow, that's a nice line.
Really?
I remember this game. Does this game look familiar to you guys? It looks familiar to me. Looks like fucking Kingdom Hearts.
You can't turn back time, my star. It'll be different, but you'll both be okay.
I like the old school vibe of this game. Kind of reminds me of Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. Simple action adventure brings you back. These kind of games I play on my own. Well, that looks nice. Yo, what the fuck was that lady doing to that boy? You saw that? Duskfade. This is a game I'm playing on my own.
Of Goldman that we just watched that trailer.
It looks so good.
Art style is crazy.
I love the hand-drawn vibe. Oh,
It looks like those classic.
It looks so good.
Classic animation.
It gives me also Cuphead.
It's already on my wish
It's
list.
like Cuphead, Hollow Knight.
Yeah. Oh, and the so they've had a previous trailer that was very unsettling because the narrative.
Yes.
All right. Lovely talking. Lovely talking. I think that's great that they're all talking. Video game time now.
Upon your land. Through progress
I'm getting
and
this
technology, we bring prosperity to
Unreal
all.
Engine 2. Nice.
Your nation ripples with mutiny.
This is when Japan starts to have guns. That time period, anyway. We're definitely playing this.
Peace demands the sacrifice of those that stand in the way of progress. On behalf of your glorious Emperor Mutsuhito, we will bring light where there is darkness. Together, we march into a brighter tomorrow. For peace. For progress.
This doesn't look like peace and progress to me.
For the Empire.
Oh, it's coming out this year. Nice. Definitely playing it. And it's published by Owlcat, by the way.
This is Ricard Pillosu, and I am the co-founder at Epic Toros Entertainment. I'm here to tell you about our first game, Starfinder Afterlight, licensed from Paizo.
Oh no.
At its core, Starfinder Afterlight is a party-based RPG in a universe that mixes technology and magic. We focus on creating
so instead of Pathfinder, this is
inspired by
Starfinder.
movies like Guardians of the Galaxy or shows like Firefly.
Look at the art design. Look at the colors. Do you think I'm going to play this game? No. No, I will not. Oh, they got gameplay? Let's see what they got.
Given the right space western feeling, we're
Fuck no. Get me the fuck out of here. Let's check out the
better
gameplay.
for her to stay behind. She will use the ability Get Them to give a bonus to Sterling when he attacks a specific.
No. 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 You're trying to make me gay. I'm out of here. Auto pass. Everybody just said pass. I love my
Gallipoli
chat.
is a hardcore multiplayer first-person shooter set in the Middle Eastern theater of World War I. It features authentic weapons, locations, and factions that you play with 50-player servers. How we approach it is we have a unique blend of arcade where we don't compromise on is picking the locations. Those are always the actual battles.
Finally going back in the time.
The weapons, the ones that were actually used, and uniforms that are as accurate as possible and plausibly used. It sets us apart there. We go quite deep on the history, but then again we're more accessible than say some of the military simulators. It's easy to jump into. Game is a bit more approachable. So in that way it sets us apart.
I'm glad
from,
that other
from
developers are making
another subgenre
multiplayer
in those
games.
shooters as well. If you wield one of the rifles in the game, the bolt action rifles, you expect it to be one shot, one kill. The rest of the game is built around that premise. So yes, rifles are one shot kill, but then again, It must not be the case that somebody goes around the corner and, you know, kills the entire team within 1 second. So especially in multiplayer, the fairness concept must be adhered to. So everything is built sort of around making sure that the game feels fair. So there's a balance between in the gunplay that needs to happen, as well as in the way we handle spawning and how quick you are back into the battle.
Love the guns.
Very quick to be in combat here. There's other quirky weapons that are part of the arsenals.
The fuck is that?
But these are accurate. They were used. We don't do experimental weapons. We try to stay as accurate as possible when we model them. The locations we picked, you know, using some geodata, a lot of investigation on images, trying to puzzle together how it looked like when it was when the battle took place.
Looks like it's
when
using
you're
Unreal.
Under fire, you have a difficulty reloading your weapon, for instance, and that has custom animations to it. So it's quite elaborate. Not a lot of games, if at all, do this, where it's really dynamic based on what happens, and still fair in a way that
I saw the
rules
gun
are
get
predictable. It's
jammed.
not a random jamming system. It's really dependent on what the player does.
Yeah.
One of the cooler things is that you can now build stuff together. Part of the game mode will be that you were able to construct objectives and
That's
machine
good.
guns and other things together. It's kind of like our evolution of the game mode we had in Isonzo, taken to 11, where it's really, you fight over a certain area. Once it's captured, you have to construct things together and then to consolidate your position, to secure it.
Guys, first we looked at Shadow of the Road there. Story tactical driven RPG in Japan, but also some like supernatural stuff going on.
Moving on. Moving on. We're gonna keep on moving. Wait. Crimson Desert's coming up. We're gonna skip Where Winds Meet. The game's already out. Where Winds Meet, the game's already out. Just, I don't know why you're here. Crimson Desert.
Little bit to how big this game is.
It doesn't matter how big the game is. Hate that question, man. Hate it so much.
Seeing some news out there with some specific numbers floating around about how
As long
big
as the game is
map
fun.
is. I don't think numbers really do it justice because
Thank
how
you.
big is that in terms of scope and scale? But
Exactly.
what we can say is the world's at least twice as big as the open world and playable area of Skyrim. It's larger than the map of a Red Dead Redemption 2. Open world
Yeah.
games are about doing things, having activities, having distractions. So we wanted to create a world.
Yeah, because what does it matter if it's bigger? You walk from one area to another and you don't encounter anything. Anything. It's like, oh man, how big is the world? Okay, well, it's this big. Wow, that's really big. And then you find out that you have walked from here to here and you've encountered nothing at all. All that matters is what is capturing my eye right now. Now, you could have, like he's about to tell you right now, it's a matter of what is happening in front of you. Can you fish? Can you do a little task or a side quest? Could you be doing mini quest or a mini game on the side? Could you find a mount and then you can ride that mount after you capture it? What are you doing in that premise? For example, the screen right in front of you, there's nothing but rocks and grass. Congratulations. The game is huge. You are congratulations. You made a fucking wallpaper. You made a background to your computer. You see what I mean? Like there's nothing from A to B. Congratulations. You made a big game and you can't do anything around here.
That's not only massive, but is also incredibly interactive. Obviously, you and your community, Lua, care a lot about romance systems.
Yeah.
This is
oh God. Yeah. They do. Yeah.
not that type of game in
Yes,
terms
it's
of
not.
RPG
Thank God.
elements and
Thank God.
decision making. What it is, though, is you choose the type of character that you want to play as in terms of your progression within the systems in the game. And then through basically headcanon, you're having...
Can I talk about this real quick? Check this out. Check this out. You guys see this screen right here? Take your time. It's fine. So the main character got out of a store and got flashbanged. There are some developers that know how to control the lighting when you get out of a building. Then there's Crimson Desert, where as soon as you get outside of the room, you just get right out the door. This better not be in the main game.
The type of character that you want to play as in terms of your progression within the systems in the game. And then through basically headcanon, you're having this very different experience than other players because of the scope and scale of the game. You'll be distracted by something, you'll go on this quest line, you'll have an experience that'll be radically different than someone else, even though they're playing the same game.
Damn.
The guiding principle for the game is around empowering the player and not forcing them into specific choices. There's a lot of time between now and launch in March for us to be able to elaborate on those systems, show people if they have, say, I have an hour to jump in and play this game after work, what is my experience going to look like? So we've done a little bit of showing when you're not in combat, how you're taking advantage and interacting with the world, harvesting resource, gathering them for a whole crafting system that we have in the game for equipment.
I wouldn't worry about doing things where it's like, well, you might have a job. I wouldn't worry about that. Whatever you do, make the game enjoyable. That is the point. It doesn't matter because the individual gamer will more than likely have a timer saying, oh, I got to get back to work, or oh, I got to go pick up my kids. Or this will happen where it's like, shit, I lost track of time, which is also a good thing. What you need to do is you need to make sure that what they're doing is entertaining and it melds within the game's process. You do not want to do all this extra stuff that is just extra shit. You know what I mean? Why are you adding fishing? Why are you adding pickaxe, shovel, lantern, logs, arrows, bullets, mallet? Why do you have these things? What am I going to do? For example, you got fishing in here. Am I cooking? You got shoveling here. Am I finding treasure? You got pickaxe in here. Am I mining for resources? Why would I do that? You got logging. Can I make a house? You got to make sure that I'm not doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? Everybody likes to play games because why? Because games have goals that the player is invested in. When a person sees your game, the first thing that has to be out of their mouth is, wow, this game is amazing. I know what I want to do in this game. I'm going to be a dual axing berserker, and I'm going to concentrate on blacksmithing, and I'm going to be a reaver who uses blood magic and physical fighting, and that's what I want to do. And I want to romance this character, and I want to focus on doing a renegade run instead of a paragon run, and I want to do this. You create goals for that player, and of course, when you're making a game, you don't know what kind of goals these motherfuckers have. But if you're a gamer as much as I am, you will know what they want. Unlike Obsidian, where they're just like, well, we got the community, so whatever the community wants, that's what we're going to put in the game. You don't want to do that. You need to already be in the head of the gamer and be like, I know what they want. That's Mundfish. Mundfish already knows what I want. Guns, hoes.
You can build your house, apparently.
There is a house. The world is made to be interacted with, and that's also how you learn about the world. So by talking to NPCs, by picking up chickens, then you've learned, and your codex will have been updated about the chicken.
What the?
You picked up a chicken and you have a codex about chicken? Why? Why? I'm playing some games out here that have I'm playing some games out here and I'm just like, why do you have a progression when the progression doesn't make any sense. You got me out here picking up chickens and having a codex about chickens. Why? If you had a codex on necromancy, skeletons, and the undead, that makes sense. Why do you got a codex on the chicken? Somebody's getting hired and they are not adding anything to the gameplay.
About things that...
A great rule in life is to create things you like yourself. If you do so, there will be an audience. You just got to find it. Yes, you have to make a game that you will play yourself, because you yourself are your biggest fan. You are your own biggest fan.
Go beyond like fighting. Is there like puzzles? Is there like different types of quests?
That's a great question. One of the things that we showcased, we had a team over to Korea to do a deep dive kind of behind the scenes last September. They came out and we showed them a glimpse of a bunch of different systems.
I'm going to say something and this is going to piss me the fuck off. There are puzzles in games where I'm just like, who the fuck made this puzzle? You know what I mean? When you went and saw Lord of the Rings, you saw Lord of the Rings and there was a door that said, speak, friend, and then enter. That makes sense. There's wording on there. It opens the door. You can access the minds of Moria. Okay? That makes sense. What kind of shit is this? You know what I'm saying? Who's the sadistic asshole to make a puzzle like this? What function is this? Oh, yes. Welcome. Well, Pathfinder puzzles are evil. Exactly. Who did this? Who out there said, bro, once our civilization is ruined and gone, I'm going to create the most complex puzzle to hide 500 gold and an uncommon bow and arrow. It's going to be great, bro. It's going to be great. They're going to be on this puzzle for 15 minutes. And once they're done, they're going to get an uncommon buckler, 50 gold, cheese, and 10 exploding arrows. What the fuck, guys? Some of these puzzles just don't. You got to think about it. I know this is probably one of those games where it's just a sandbox of just shit to do, but you have to be like, okay, there are games out there that have lore and the world fits with that lore, much like Witcher 3 does. And then there's games like this where it's just like, I don't know why I have a mech. I don't know why I'm riding a bear. I don't know why I'm flying a giant dragon. I don't know why I have a giant puzzle that's up in the sky. I don't know why I can pick up chickens and then get a codex. Just a whole bunch of I don't know. This is why I don't like Asian devs, because they throw in shit that does not matter. I'm just like, what's this about? Oh yeah, you could do this. Does this fit with the story or anything? No, not really. Just added it because it's cool, and that's fine. But can we minimize this puzzle at least? That's all I'm asking. If you're gonna add whatever the fuck you want, can you make these puzzles smaller? Much like Legend of Zelda with Breath of the Wild, I know they have puzzles, but can we minimize these puzzles? These giant puzzles make my head spin. And I'm just looking at this like, I'd rather kill shit. You ever see giant puzzles and you're just like, and then you call your big brother and you be like, can you figure out this puzzle, dude? I ain't deal with this shit.
One of the systems that we showed them was in what we call the aerial abyss. It's those sky islands that you see there. That's a very important and pivotal part in the story and quest and mystery.
It's a pivotal part of the story? You mean there's some ancient god up there saying, in order for you to ascend to the astral plane and become one of us, in order for you to save your clansmates, in order for you to save the kingdom, you have to... Sorry, we gotta have a serious face. We gotta have a serious face. Sorry. Shut up, shut up. In order for you to save the kingdom, you have to... You have to figure out this giant fucking Rubik's Cube and shit. And why do I have to do this Rubik's Cube? Silence! Your tiny mortal mind will not understand the complexities. Once you finish this puzzle, you will gain wisdom that no mortal man has ever had before. Bullshit.
Surrounding the world. In those Sky Islands, there are puzzles. They all have a different vibe, if you will, and then treasures and rewards for completing them.
When can people get the game? Where can they get it? What does that look like for you guys?
The game comes out on March 19th across basically every platform. It'll be available on consoles on PS5, as well as Xbox Series X and S, PC, as well as natively on Mac.
First, let's start with Where Wins Me. Well, since the game came out, I have played basically every day that game since it came out. I really like it. I love how many...
Moving on. Moving on. Is there one more game? I think that's it. I think that's it. We did it. We're done. We did it. We did it, boys. We got it. We did it. Silence. I'm a god and I'm bored. Indiana Jones did pretty good with puzzles. They were mostly not mandatory. See, that's good. See, that's good. That makes sense. The best type of puzzle, in my opinion, is Snorlax in Pokemon games. Like, yeah, that makes sense. That's yeah, you wake them up with food or something like that. See, that fits with that world. That fits. And so, like, since that fits, it's just like, it's an easy puzzle where you're just like, oh, I need to figure this shit out. It's not something where it's just like, welcome to the ancient ruins. An ancient people lived here. Oh, an ancient people lived down here? Yes. And in order for people to get inside their houses in this underground ancient world, is each and every one of their houses, they had a giant fucking puzzle. Yeah. Yeah, in order for them to get inside their house, they had a puzzle. In order for you to open up one of their mystical chests, you had to figure out, like, fucking Rubik's Cubes and shit. And you're just like, they spent all this fucking time. It's like they out here building things that don't make no sense. They couldn't figure out how to... You mean to tell me that this ancient civilization, the reason that they died off is because they made so many fucking annoying puzzles that they started to kill each other back then? That's why. Because Dad just got off of work. He was too busy creating machinations for like, you know, for their eternal ancient world. And when he got home, he didn't have his keys. And you know what he had to do to open the door? He had to fucking figure out a fucking puzzle. And that's how they fucking killed each other. Because that man, along with a whole bunch of other people that were sick and tired of the puzzles, was just like, we're gonna kill you. And then the other half was like, nah, bro, we need these puzzles. And so that's how they died off. They killed each other. Too many fucking giant puzzles everywhere. Yo, make sure you line up the sunbeam through the hole, and then that sunbeam goes through the mirror, and then the sunbeam goes through the mirror, and once the sunbeam hits the mirror on your car will turn on. And then you can go visit your family. Does that sound fun to you? This show was awful was more like a developer direct than a showcase. Well, I cut off most of the meat of the whole thing, but there was a lot of moments where I was just talking. It was just me talking pretty much. I could have easily made this a lot shorter, but I had to rant. I had to rant, guys. Anyway, appreciate you guys being here. We will play more video games tomorrow. Appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you guys next time. Y'all take care. I'm excited for a lot of these games, and yeah, feel free to check them out at your leisure, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Have a good one.